All right, gamers. I'm starting the recording. There's no time for tomfoolery. We're gonna have to cut it short at 12. Party member may have to die. So let's recap. Let's recap what has happened. You were ambushed by Githyanki warriors in the grasslands. Now you're all fine, but Dog was beheaded in an attempt to bite one of the Githyanki. And in a panic, Moon Dude ran over and immediately cast Revivify. And thankfully, because we're kind of ignoring the stupid wording of the spell, Dog is able to live because his head is not in fact missing, but only detached. And Moon Dude has fixed it, being the hero that he is. So now we stand.
Back on.
Yeah, magic weld, revivify. Honestly, cast mending. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here we are in the grasslands. It's been a bit of a traumatic experience. You guys are all fine, although there's one person we're forgetting, and of course, it's the mage, who I don't remember if he was spelled. I remember he was spelled with an S because his parents hated him. So. Oz.
I got you.
The wizard,
Exactly
the wizard
what it's
Oz, which was not even intentional, but it's just very funny. So Oz approaches Moon Dude.
I thought that was completely intentional.
Nope. No. His name was randomly generated. Fun fact. But yeah, now he's canon. So Oz walks up to Moon Dude and says, "My gosh, what? I'm sorry I couldn't have helped sooner. Is the dog going to be all right?"
No.
Well, it looks like it.
Dog is like clearly traumatized and whimpering and just kind of not really in a fetal position because dogs can't quite mimic that, but he's very curled up. He's not feeling
Dog
good.
is in the fetal position, and all of us are like, this isn't possible.
Yeah. It's not fun to see. Although now that the fight is over, you actually have a chance to look at what was on the ground. Oh, I forgot. Jacob and I said we needed to mention this, so I'm going to mention this. At some point during the fight, you'll know what I'm talking about once we get into it. At some point during the fight, when Cagliari was casting her Eldritch Blast at the one guy to absolutely eviscerate him, for the first time, you guys noticed a very unsettling pair of wings emerge from her back. Not in use, but these spectral dragon-like wings. I think they're are they skeletal as well? I don't recall. Can you elaborate? Okay. So these strange spectral ghost-like, bone-like, dragon-like wings that you've never seen on Cagliari before. And you're now it's a little unsettling. It was not a pretty sight, and she was fairly enraged and impassioned in the moment. That's one thing that was just unusual. But now that the fight is actually over, you can also take a minute and you pick up the goggles that the one Gith was wearing on the ground. They are dense. They're just massive more than anything, and it seems kind of impractically heavy. But there's a sturdy strap to mount them onto your face. You just can't figure out what in the world they would be used for. But if any of you wants to put them on, you may be able to deduce what they actually are. Going once.
You did already tell us what they were last time.
I did, but I'm making sure that it's on the record. So, are any of your characters actually going to test them out? 'Cause I told you guys, none of your characters did jack squat.
Up for grabs.
All right.
The goggles of eye melt.
You already have the helm of melting. I'm not elaborating on that. I'm not elaborating on that point.
There's many common spells of melting. In this
Yes,
world.
yes. So is anyone further inspecting the goggles?
I'm gonna at least pick them up if
Okay.
no one hasn't already.
All right, you don't have to look at them, but yeah, if you want to pick them up and pocket them, that's totally fine. And we all know what they are, but until they come to play, we won't worry about them. So is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, it's not.
Well, too bad. Until you want to take them out and inspect them further, you're just gonna pocket them.
I
right.
want a machine gun.
Well, Oz says, "Well, this has certainly been an interesting morning. Who do you think they were after? Me or I don't remember if I asked this. Did you have anyone that would be after you?"
Yes and no.
I see. Not quite easy to deduce. Well, you haven't run into Gith before, have you?
No.
See, I've heard that Koroskar's had conflicts with them, but it's been I don't even know if I've ever seen a gith on the mainland of Mandrill myself. It's a concerning sight. I remember there were stories back when the new king of Lucine was instated after the whole debacle with the Duke of Instasis. You know, as I'm sure you know, that wizards were hunted down and killed for practicing magic outside of Lucine, and Githyanki warriors were contracted to carry those out. I'm curious if they may still be employed, but strange times regardless. It's not easy being a wizard nowadays, let alone one that publicly practices the dangerous game. Anyway, I think we should continue. We still need to keep at a moderate pace to get to Koroskare in time. For sunset, that is. So, he's gonna walk. If we're gonna walk, we're gonna walk.
And I walk.
And I walk. So,
What even are those next words?
The other.
I literally have no idea, and I don't want to
I
find
just know
out.
it as like weird noises.
Yeah. Good copyright strict. Don't die. Let me check something. I think we're good. You start walking down the path. It's pretty standard grasslands, but the further you walk, it gets a little bit cloudy. The sky further forward is a little bit overcast, and things are becoming just colder the further you get. And I don't know how many of you have been to Koroskare, so this may not be unfamiliar to you because it is a large city, but as your characters may or may not know, the closer you get to Koroskare, it very quickly and unnaturally becomes colder. So this tract of land that you're on, stemming above these mountains that you emerged from the tavern that's at the basin of this chunk of land, it doesn't transition into full tundra, but taiga. The coniferous trees that were already sparse, or the deciduous trees that were already sparse, turn more into coniferous trees that were similar to where you emerged from the mountains on the first hand. It seems like that arches over into this area. And it's not long before, the nice, I believe it's like a 70-degree day. Let me actually check. Yeah, it's not long before the nice 70-degree day. Fahrenheit, of course, because we're stupid Americans. It's not long before the 70-degree day is all of a sudden a 60-degree day, and all of a sudden a 50-degree day. And it's just a little weird. Mandrill has always been like this, so I'm sure your characters are at least familiar with how quickly environments change, but it's a point to be noted. The environments change very, very quickly and unnaturally, as you would typically find in a world such as our own. But the path is pretty commonly traveled. You've kept your eyes peeled. A couple of carriages have passed. Mostly it's been travelers or bands of people with backpacks. People don't even really look you in the eye very much, but every now and again someone will pass a glance at Moon Dude. Somebody will look at a Kingy and will whisper, like, is that a Dragonborn? And then they'll carry on. So you can't really seem to say that anyone's particularly after you or suspicious of you. Nothing like the Githyanki warriors tailing you. But you're quite a notable group of individuals.
I am pretty much a celebrity.
Not a single person has paid attention to Grodger Griff or made eye contact. Let it be a point of order that the individuals passing on the road talk about Kingy, Cagliari, who some also probably seem to recognize, but not like until they're 20 feet back and they go, that was the circus girl. I think she killed people. And then this other strange individual in a plague doctor mask who people kind of keep away from because, plague doctors have very sketchy reputations. So when his mask is on, it's not going.
It literally is three people that are extremely identifiable, and
Right.
they're just a guy in a cloak.
Right. So Grodger, Oz, and Dog are the least noted individuals. Although
A guy.
after a bit more time and a couple more hours of walking, there is eventually an elf with short blonde hair and brigandine armor that passes by on the path, and he eyes up the party a little bit, just because, again, it's a unique makeup. He's the first person to actually make contact with Grodger Griff, noticing his somewhat pointy ears, and he just nods and sort of, he tips his imaginary hat to him and then continues
Predator.
walking. Indeed. It
Oh no.
was a brief encounter.
Who is he tipping his hat to?
He's tipping his metaphorical hat to Gregor Griff. So,
Out of character, I know that.
right. Okay. That was Cagliari. I don't understand that. Got it. All right. Well, if anyone wants to answer that, it's on the table.
Aw.
Great. Good. We'll just let that question linger. Thankfully, it's a peaceful walk. It's just a long walk. And with the walking you already did yesterday, it's just boring and it's tiring. To some extent, it's good that there's no action and no chaos, but in another sense, it's just a lot of drudgery, You can only see so many trees and rocks. The only thing that's really made it interesting is the quick changes in scenery, because it makes you feel like you're going longer than you actually are. But it's also just gotten colder and more uncomfortable for really Gradger, Cagliari, Kingi, and Moondude doesn't really care. But it's just, you went from a nice sunny 70-degree day to now it's overcast. It's like 50 degrees. There's like a bit of a wind chill. So this is just, you just kind of want to be done now. It's been a lot of walking for not a whole lot of payoff. And Oz has been pretty silent, so not a whole lot of conversation going on. If you guys have anything you want to discuss, now would be the time to do it. But if not, it's looking like a pretty straight shot to Coruscare. All right. Okay. Go ahead. Is this in character or a question?
This is in character.
Okay.
So, Cagliari, can we talk about the wings for a second? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, like my dad, he's got wings and he's a big old dragon, but like, what's up with your bony wings?
My what?
Your wings.
She tries spinning around, looking at her own back. What wings? Wings?
Wings.
Wings.
You have wings. Yeah, you guys could see those, right? Like,
I wouldn't have seen it.
They're not constant. It was only during the one fight.
oh, it was only during the one.
It is only
Yes.
during the one fight. Kingi would have noticed. Gradger Griff was theoretically. I don't
was
remember. I think
preoccupied.
you were
was in the
facing the
middle
other
of
way.
fighting
So yeah, you would
Okay.
have. Yeah.
And she does seem to be honestly confused. She's not trying to fuck with you.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You had wings that showed up for a second, and they were all like bony. And listen, things happen. You mess around. You hang out with the wrong type of people. You have an egg. Stuff happens.
An egg?
It's a story for another time. I'll tell you later. My ex-girlfriend was a little weird. Anyway, but you had wings, and I don't know. Is there something maybe you want to tell us about? Because listen, I didn't know my dad was gonna show up and kill us. So maybe
I didn't know your dad. Listen, I don't know what's going on. Okay,
Gonna murder us, but
and I kind of feel like you might be messing with me here.
no, I'm
But-
being
But
100%
you
honest.
also seem very sincere.
Oz,
So I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oz speaks up and says, "Well, I don't want to butt in, but I can assure you, he's not messing with you, Miss Cagliari. The wings
Thanks,
were
Oz.
there, though I don't know that you realize it. You are a warlock, are you not? Is it
That's
not obvious?
not something I've been flaunting,
Well,
and I couldn't nail down a specific sort of deal if it was sorcerer or warlock or what was going on, but warlock sounds about right.
Well, how did you acquire your power? I don't want to be offensive, but I assume it wasn't rigorous study.
No, I sort of asked for it, and then I got it.
Oh, yes, well, that is the typical path of a warlock. This may be prying, but I am concerned, as Kingi is, for your well-being, as the gods are not a light thing to play around with. Not that I suggest you are, of course, but as a point of concern, where did you request your power from?
keyboard.
Wow, that's actually a funny story. I sort of requested it from the Moon Lord. And
Lord.
you know, at the time, this seemed that like a good idea, and then we met that guy, and he's a real dick. Assuming that was the actual Moon Lord. It's a long story.
You're speaking of... Which Lord of the Moon are you speaking of? There are many.
That's what I said at first, but you'd have to ask Moon Dude over here. We call him that for a reason.
Yes,
It's sort of his whole
I don't
shtick.
know that I ever got your name. I can't recall if I asked or not. I'm sorry, my memory isn't what it used to be.
Uh-huh.
You, what do you know of the Moon Lord, if you would be of assistance?
Well, things have been a little hectic.
Get my nails done.
Yeah, he's a the great god of the moon. I think.
So you're not certain he is who you once thought he was, or?
Well, I think he's still a god of the moon. Yeah.
Or you're not sure of his intentions, or his powers, or something else?
Well, he has these really good powers.
I see. You've met the Moon Lord.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Or you've seen a physical manifestation of him.
Yeah.
That's interesting. The wizard pulls out a notebook and a little pen and goes, "Okay, he's kind of struggling, like he doesn't know what to say." Roger's looking at him, and it's pretty clear that he wants to slow down to write because he's not going to be able to keep up with this walking pace and writes down. But he really wants to take notes. But he's got this big quill pen, and it's not working. So he's kind of starting to fall behind. But he's going, "Well, so what did this Moon Lord look like if you saw him?"
Yeah, I take out my book and pen, so I can do it effortlessly while walking.
Okay. He's a little bit annoyed.
Nice, Roger.
So, what did he look like?
Well, he's like a guy. He had some armor on.
Hey, what kind of armor? Gemstone, rubies, reflective.
I don't know. There was a lot going on.
It was very gold.
Oh, golden armor, yes. Well, do you know what style of armor? We're like, is this draconic armor, scale, a chainmail, a plate?
I think it was thick.
Okay, I'll just write down heavy armor. And how large was this Moon Lord, and what race did he most resemble?
Well,
I don't like your vibes, old man.
he was like a guy or a gnome or something.
A gnome? Oh, I don't know much about gnomish gods. Oh, so you're not even sure... Wait, so you're not even sure that this is a deity? Merely a demigod, shall we say?
Well,
Did he have wings?
No.
I didn't see any wings, no.
Oh, see, I've heard stories of fallen angels and divas that have these illusions of grandeur and power that's been bestowed upon them by their gods, and then they forsake them and this and that. But usually they would have wings, and I haven't heard of a gnome diva. Although I can't say I could write it off. There's much about gnomes I don't know. I'm not one to go diving into caves. Very strange. Very strange. And so you think this power, Cagliari, is from the Moon Lord, this small man?
Well, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. Honestly.
See. Well, that's a very concerning position for a warlock to be in. One must know your allegiance. I was tempted in my younger days, early in my studies in Lucine. Things just weren't going well. I wanted to learn more. You see, the magic curriculums are very restricted. There's spells, they don't teach you things that you won't hear from the approved channels, and you know, much of that is for your own good, as there are some very serious world-breaking abilities out there that one can obtain, and with all that power and no understanding of how to use it, it can be a dangerous game. So I am not one to say that I'm opposed to limits or regulations on the approved body of magic, but I just felt stifled. And I debated calling out to a higher deity as such to sort of, speed things up a bit. But I could just never go through with it. Part of it was I just didn't really know who to pray to. It was a very weird time in my life.
Sounds like it.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Well, I unfortunately don't know many warlocks. I've been sort of shut off from most of my magic practicing brethren for a long number of years, and I think our collective knowledge is just harder and harder to access. We just don't have the same communication we used to. We don't talk, we don't discuss, we don't share spells. Everything is become cloistered, shut up, and restricted, and oh, it's just a mess as usual.
Well, let me tell you, being a warlock's pretty sick.
Yes,
Pretty cool.
I do hope that things work out, but I would make it a point of priority to address exactly where your powers come from, or perhaps they will address you.
Well, I could just try not to worry about it and hope it doesn't matter.
Yes, one can hope. One can hope. Anyway. All right. Well, you guys have made pretty good progress. And an exciting thing has happened for the first time. It's that now that you've kind of gone up a light hill, you can actually see the walls of Kurskir for the first time. First of all, it looks like they're just kind of a little small dinky city. And then you realize as you're walking closer towards it that the walls are not, they're not getting that much closer the more you walk. It just tells you that they're large. It is a very large circular outer wall. I don't know if I could exactly estimate the height at this distance, but, easily 50, 60 feet tall. So a real monumental feat of architecture. It's quite the sight. You're also stumbling onto some occasional plots of farmland now that deviate off the main path. There have been some paths further on that are clearly just old dirt farming paths. Like, they're very, very rough. It's not like they're this maintained main path that you've been on. But the point is, there have been splits. There have been splits where it's clear that this is farmland. There hasn't been too much land directly on the road that's owned by farmers. It seems like sort of the section around the road is protected, grassed off. And the closer you get, there's also fences that are 10, 20 feet off the road where farmland actually starts. But you've gotten closer and closer. The wheat has kind of turned into potatoes and different crops buried deep into the ground. You haven't seen large flowing grass meadows. Things are a lot different now in this climate. It's not as hot. It's I don't really know what else to say. It's not dry, but it's not that, like, I'm trying to think like what climate it would equate to. It's more like you've moved further into Northern Europe, like UK, Scotland, Ireland. Like, you still got some nice green hills, but it's kind of more cold and gray than you would find in, say, the American Midwest or the middle of the East Coast United States, where you could have a lot more wide open grassland. It's just kind of a different environment, a different vibe. But you get closer and closer until eventually the main gates of Coruscant are essentially upon you. You've passed the last remaining sets of farms and of farmland, and you're pretty much at what could be called the front door. And it's quite an imposing set of doors. Interestingly, it's not a portcullis. It's a large archway. None of your stereotypical moat. It's just a set of very big wooden doors braced by iron bars. Currently open. There's a couple guards flanked left or right, and I can show you what they look like if I actually pull up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to like pull up Hero Forge. That's probably gonna be the way. That'll just be the easiest way to do this, honestly.
GPU fan revs.
Oh yeah, it's got to warm up for the Hero Forge energy, and I'm still mining too, so it ain't gonna go away.
Oh, they're gray statue people.
Not gray statue people.
No, they're cringe.
Come on,
This is
go.
what British. Oh, this is what British people look like.
I say he's not British, but yeah, you got a couple guards.
Scottish.
Couple guards that look like this. Really nice shiny helmets, and then it looks like pretty much a combination of hide and quilted leather armor. It got an interesting pike, and they're just pretty much stationed at the main gateway. Although I don't really think we'll need this map anymore. It will not be of use. So welcome to Coruscare. I'm gonna turn off the grassland because it's not real anymore. Yep. And let me get a few things ready. Time to look up city ambience. Let's see if this works. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't care. I'm gonna make it quiet because I don't want it to be too loud. It's just okay. That's probably louder than when it started. Anyway, apparently there's chickens in this city. The chickens are not canon. Ignore the chickens. Shut them out of your conscious memory.
Non-canonical
like to
chicken.
buy-
Non-canonical chicken
Can
squawking.
we buy a chicken?
Ignore the chicken squawking.
I cast Find Chicken.
Did we find any?
No. I gotta
Oh.
prep. I gotta prep like a few things. So give me a few seconds.
All right.
Okay, we gave you a few, then we gave you a handful of seconds. All right, now it's getting out of hand.
All right.
Yeah.
I activate American Express card.
There's no American Express card.
Drop a nuke.
You're not in the city yet. You're just outside of the front gates. You can hear the commotion, and the guards are standing on either side of the road.
This
You don't-
thing's took 44 damage.
You don't particularly know if they're gonna stop you when you enter, but
Nice 16.
Oz walks up and says, "Well, hello, I'm here for a meeting with the counselors, and I guess you could say that they are with me." And then the guards kind of look over to the other guy, and he goes,
Papers, please.
"Are you, how do I say this?" And then Oz says, "Oh, yeah, yes, that's me. No need to make a big deal out of it, but yes, I am he." And the guard just kind of nods and goes, "Yeah, okay, yeah, go through." And he waves you guys in. And all of a sudden, you are in the city. What you immediately see on the main path. Go ahead, Kingy.
I want to ask one of the guards something.
Okay, go ahead.
So I fall back. Kinky falls back a little bit. I
Okay.
go to one of the guards. So listen. Hey, so like, what's his title here? He didn't really tell us.
It's private information. If you're with him, I thought you would
I'd
already
like to roll
know.
a charisma check.
Okay. Well, what are you trying to do?
I'd like to persuade him.
Okay,
I'd
then
like
roll a
charisma.
persuasion
I'd like
check.
to. Okay.
Roll for persuasion.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. Well, make your little speech.
All right. Listen. You're a man. You know, a paid man. You're on the payroll. You defend this great city of you, right? And listen, I'm an adventurer, a dragonborn. You know, I look a little weird, but listen, I've got something that could maybe loosen your lips to tell me what he is, because he didn't tell us, and it's it's a little weird, and I kind of want to know. So like, I could give you. I whip out a single gold coin, one of these bad boys, if you want.
I whip out $1.
You think I'm going to take a bribe from a red dragonborn I've never met?
Yes.
No.
Okay, how about 2 gold coins?
Listen, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know where you come from. We don't take bribes here. I don't want.
Alright.
I don't want trouble. If you want to
Okay.
find out who he is, ask. It's his information to divulge. So just go. Don't make trouble.
All right, you're lost 2 gold coins, but okay, I'll ask him.
I lose nothing and no sleep.
Okay, bye-bye. I run back to the group.
All right. Kingy runs back
The
to
guard
the group.
actually lost sleep due to
Yeah, sleep apnea.
due to
So the
irritable
first
bowel
thing.
syndrome.
Now I want like a sheer confidence roll. Like I want that to be a stat.
Yeah.
Just the balls on this guy. Do you think he'll accept a bribe? Yes.
So
just no hesitation.
that's pretty good. The first thing you see when you actually enter the gates, after Kingy sprints back up to catch up to you guys on the path, is it seems like there's a pretty high-end commercial district. There's a couple artisan shops, like painters, like weird niche things you don't usually see. Woodworkers, like a furniture shop, a high-end clothier. They apparently really want to get them rich boys in and get spending money quick. So there's quite a bit of buildings here. Now, first of all, before we continue any further, has anyone been to Coruscare before? I can give you more information if you have.
Please?
Would the circus
have
have ever come here, and or would I have come here to compete?
To
If it's yes to either of those, then yes.
compete, definitely not. But well, at least not legally. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But the circus, yeah, this would probably be a big circus place. So, do like a history roll, and we'll say that's how familiar you are with the city, Calgary.
Then yes, but like years ago. So let's see how relevant this is.
Okay,
it's a
cool.
1 - 1.
All right, you've been here, but you hate this place. It's freaking cold, and some of the people you remember here are just kind of rude. So you didn't like spend time in the city. You just kind of hung around the circus tents and didn't do anything. So you don't know where the heck you are, really.
Me and my man Terry the Tower, we got smashed.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
That dude has been here. I don't think he paid any attention to it.
Yeah.
Negative here.
Wounded has no recollection of this place. I can say that with confidence. So.
the 13 history check.
All right, Kinky. This is one of them big cities. You've been there, but you also don't particularly like spending time here or have much reason to spend time here. But you got like a pretty good idea of what they're about. You know, they got to keep in the back. You know that there's a market somewhere to your left. You just don't remember exactly what path will get you there. You remember a really nice courtyard in the center, and then you kind of didn't really go anywhere else. Pretty much just were probably in the market for a little bit. There's not a whole lot that you remember doing in here, spending a large amount of time. But as you're walking forward, Oz has just been kind of walking you past the high-end commercial district to the point where, after a few minutes, you are at the courtyard. And Oz says, "Well, this is the center of the city. I'm not sure where you're planning on going, but I have to go meet with the councilors. So I'm afraid you can't follow me there. But I do wish you luck. Maybe I'll see you around the city. How long do you plan on staying?"
You know, I mean, it depends for the party. I don't speak for the party, but you know, where could we find you?
Oh, I think I'll be staying at the Rooster's Tail. It's an inn here. It's a little more on the expensive side.
Naming her in.
They paid for my my board for me to go to this meeting. So I really couldn't give you the going rates, but it's a very, very nice place. I know that.
Oh, you're going to a meeting? Is it going to be in like one of these like government buildings or like?
Oh
the
yes,
castle?
the government buildings are closer to the castle. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the way Coruscare does things, but essentially each councillor is in charge of an office, and I'm meeting with the body of councillors to discuss, some problems we've been having and such.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do you think? Hold on, I'm trying to articulate a sentence here. I'm sorry.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, beep, beep, boop, boop. Yeah. So like maybe we might see you around. Do you think you could tell us like which building in particular, like the name of it, like if it has like a suffix or something?
A suffix. Well, I mean,
And remember that you're having.
I'm really just going to what they call the meeting room. I don't really know what the building is called. I just sort of know it when I see it. It's pretty impressive. There's pillars on the front, and then there's sort of I don't want to call it a porch, but you know, an area where the doors are receded in. It's got big tall windows. I haven't really, I don't think I've been inside, but I know about it because I've talked to some of the counselors. I was a good friend with one a few years ago. It's generally a building for private meetings, so I'm not exactly sure. Like you could stop by, but I doubt they would let you in.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right,
yeah, of
right.
course. Yeah,
I-
you know, I'm not brave enough for public.
Oh yes, nor am I really, but I guess when I'm needed.
Done everything he just said.
Okay, well, we'll see you then, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I think I'll be staying tonight, like I said, at the Rooster's Tail, and that's just further down to the east. It's above the market, sort of before the government buildings start there on the west end of the northwest end of town. You'll know it when you see it, and you can also ask around if you don't know where it is. It's pretty easy to find. Most people here know it.
awesome. Cool.
So,
Thanks, Oz.
yes, if I see you around, maybe we can catch up and talk. But
Of course.
got to go. But have a nice time. Yes.
Bye-bye.
So Oz walks off, and give me another like 30 seconds or so, cause he giggle.
Imagine naming your enemies. Alright, he's meeting at the meeting room, building, that's the meeting room, and staying at the Roosters. T. I know it's tail.
So, after a little bit of time, Oz walks further forward, but he doesn't get far before he stops to talk to an individual that looks pretty notable. You can't really see him very well because this is kind of the angle you see him from. Pretty well dressed. And Oz stops and talks to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, and they have a bit of a discussion before Oz seems to make some kind of motion that he has to get going. And then he sort of points you in the direction of the party.
Scatter.
What do you, Roger? What do you mean scatter?
There's a guy coming.
There's a guy coming. Oh, fuck.
That's fine.
Hold on. Just hold on.
Everybody looks supernatural.
He's coming over. It might take him a bit because they're still talking right now. So you guys have time to figure out what you're gonna do.
Okay. All right.
Supernatural baby.
Well, why don't we just pretend, right? Because hold on, out of character. We all saw that.
Yeah.
This gentleman.
So this guy, he pointed to you when he was talking to this guy, but they're still talking right now.
And so we all saw. All right, listen. All right, guys, listen. I don't wanna like say anything, but like I think we could just play it real cool, right? We're out in the public, right? This is a public space, right? So technically, that guy tries to like do something suspicious, maybe. Then like we'll get it. Okay, he might be working with the guards now that I think about it. So maybe we should do what Roger said and scatter as soon as he gets close.
I think
Why-
if
why
they
don't you
threaten us,
scatter
we
when
could
he
kill
gets
them all.
close?
I mean, yeah, but we're also like in
Okay.
the city, and I don't really want to face
Murdering
off against
people?
guards. So
That's true. However, fuck the
Oh.
police.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, of course, but I don't want to get stabbed and thrown in jail. So I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
What about stabbed?
that's
then
no
thrown
fun.
in jail.
Or
Wait,
Been there, done
stabbed
that.
in
That's
jail.
that's not a fun thing.
All right. Well,
I
we
hope-
have some.
I hope I don't have like a warrant.
We
What-
should go check. What?
warrant.
You know, like I hope I'm not on any wanted posters.
Where the heck is the
We should go to the market.
We should go to the market, Roger. That's a good idea.
dude? What the heck is even
By
happening?
downloading Honey, the free browser extension.
Am I kidding? Do I seriously have to hold on? This is really. I'm actually annoyed right now because this is dumb. All right, that's what I thought. This is broken.
Anyway, because we should probably restock on materials all the stuff we used over the course of the our adventures thus far.
All right, he's
Buy
walking
a
up.
300 gold piece diamond.
He's walking up to you.
Oh my.
He's here. So
Oh.
this man, this hooded man that was talking to the sorcerer Oz, walks up to you. He has these incredibly pale eyes, like his pupils are pure white, and he's dressed quite ornately. He's not showing off, but he's also pretty well dressed. He looks like someone who knows what he's about. And he begins to address you.
Good morrow, friends. Az, is that you?
What are you saying?
Az, is that you?
Oh, yes, I just wanted to introduce you. You can see Az now follows behind him and says, well, this is the party that I was talking about. I do have to get to my meeting, but they're quite the interesting group of characters. You may find them be entertaining or perhaps useful in your journeys, but I'll leave you because, like I said, I have to get going, but... before I go, yes, this is Malakai de Lumiere. You may know him. We go back a good deal of time, but like I said, I have to go. Let me know how things go, Malakai. I'll be at the Rooster's Tail Inn tonight if you want to catch up. Oh, goodbye. Yes. Goodbye.
All right, and be safe, old friend.
Yes. All right, so now this guy is just in front of you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. As told you, my name is Malakai de Lumiere, and I am in search of assistance. The task is not a small one, and I'm hoping that I can find the right people to assist me in my quest.
Can I ask you a prerequisite question?
Absolutely.
This is
Okay,
a red
have you ever
dragonborn talking, by the way.
Yeah, red dragon. Okay, have you ever dealt with a giant dragon before that's also red, or skeleton people that don't talk to you but talk like through their minds and stuff?
Are we just
One
telling
sec.
people this now?
One sec. When that happens, Malakai starts eyeing you guys up. And you can tell he's uncomfortable and a little weirded out. Not necessarily by what you said, but his eyes look at Moon Dude, right? Because in front of him, of course, is a half-elf, a fairly plain-looking half-elf, a dog,
Right now.
okay, a female satyr, and a strange man in blue and yellow robes and a plague doctor mask, and of course our red dragonborn who just addressed him. And Malakai's eyes linger for quite a bit of time on the dog, as well as on Moon Dude. And he just looks like he's scanning you, and he's not sure what to make of you.
Listen, hey, buddy,
Downloading information.
I'm waving my arm in front of his eyes. Listen, buddy.
Yes,
So,
sorry.
like I said. So, have you dealt with any of those two things that I just told you?
Unfortunately, I have not. But the dog and your friend there, I can't help it, but they seem a bit familiar to me, as if it was something I've seen in a dream, perhaps.
A dream, you say?
Yes, I do have those from time to time. Do you not?
You know, sometimes I just go to sleep and wake up, but I have a dream every once in a while. You know, maybe they're a little auspicious or not, but you know, that's for me to decide. You know.
Your friend here.
I'm afraid I have no recollection of you. I sit through my mask.
That's interesting. Could have sworn I'd seen you before. No, so as I said, I have not seen a red dragon, nor any of those skeletal creatures that you've spoken of. But my quest, what I need help with, should you be willing to take it up or assist me, would you like to hear of it?
We got nothing else to do.
Yeah, you really don't. I agree.
All right, before I say this, I do have to preface a little bit of what's happening. All right, this is not the plot hook. This is a plot hook. You guys catch my drift? I wanted to
Yeah,
make sure I made this
sure.
explicit to you. So I wanted to do this because this is someone who's been helping me write, and this is his character that has kind of become an integral part of the world. And there's a story going on there, and I figured it would just be best if he introduced that story. It's not the entire story. So he's
Okay.
the best person to introduce this concept that he's about to introduce, but there are lots of things happening right now. So this is not something that you have to follow. It's not the story, but it's an avenue that you guys can take, and it's something I want you to remember because it is an important part of the world. Got it?
All right.
Okay, just had to make that explicit. I'm not railroading you into this quest line, but it's happening. So, continue.
So, are any of you familiar with the last name de Lumiere?
Any of you want to know the
Only
answer to that question, you can roll a
Hit it
history
with that
check.
history check. Ooh.
What'd you get?
Solid 8.
You don't really. The D part kind of throws you off because you're thinking of all the D names, you know, and you're like, I know Descartes, I know to this, I know to that. And eventually you're like, no, wait, Lumiere, Lumiere, it's a royal house in Kingdom Lucine. It doesn't take a detective to figure it out. The D part was throwing you off. So
Detective here.
yeah, yeah, detective here, got an 8 on a history check, right? But this is a name you recognize. This is one of the, you don't remember the number, like maybe 4, 5, 6 noble houses in Lucine, and they all have their different like tracts of land or whatever. You're pretty sure Lumiere is one of the names of the noble houses. So if this guy is actually part of that family, he is super prominent. At least that's what you can put together. If that's just the kind of correlation that you can immediately think of. I would say anyone else that rolled an 8 or higher would also be able to go, oh yeah, that's a noble house of Lucine. If anyone got higher than that, let me know. Because if you rolled really high, you might know more.
I rolled a 10.
That's probably same
Ooh,
information.
There we go.
No, yeah, no.
Should Moon Dude roll?
Yeah, why not?
Dude, roll.
We'll throw it in.
What's the history?
Roll with disadvantage.
This is
For-
alright,
for
no,
special
it doesn't
reasons.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Amnesiac, Plague Man.
All right, it slightly mattered, but
What did you get, John?
a 3 and a 19.
You have no idea who this guy is. It's whatever. You like his blue, but you don't know who the heck he is.
Oh, sweet hood.
it's got drip.
All right.
Well, if you are unaware, I am from the House Lumiere in the Kingdom of Lucine. I was born there. So my forefathers. I can actually trace my ancestry to the very beginnings of Kingdom Lucine, to the days when it was not even called Lucine.
So why do you need help from someone like us?
It's a good question, and it's something I think about every day. A few years ago, just about 13 years ago, my father was the right-hand man to the king at the time. And due to the machinations of the current king, Xerxes, our family was destroyed. My father was executed for treason that he did not commit. My mother was forced to marry him, and my sister and brother were sold to... I can't even talk about it. But I don't know where they are. I hope I can find them. But Lucine has become a terrible place. It's become a realm that seeks to use all of its magic just for war, and it was never intended to be this way. And I want to take my kingdom back.
So you want our help with that?
Yes, I have been traveling, I've been seeking out adventurers who have the skill sets, who have the abilities to help me infiltrate and at least find my siblings. Because our father, when he was Duke of Instasis, was the rightful one to take the throne in the place of the king. But I understand it can be fraught with peril, and who knows what dangers await. But I need help. I cannot do this on my own.
Moon Dude kind of looks around at the others.
Certainly sounds interesting.
That is quite an ordeal.
I can assure you. You will be rewarded. Assuming that we can retake the kingdom, there isn't much that we would not be able to offer you in terms of payment. But for right now, I just need your help.
But while this conversation is going on, a familiar guard walks up behind you guys.
Great.
And in front of Kingi. And he starts saying, "Hey,
That's him.
listen,
Yeah.
I don't want to cause trouble, but if you don't know who Oz is, we can't exactly trust you. And you understand you're not just a group of commoners. You come in pretty well armed, and this is not a point of insult. We respect power here in Koroskir, but we need to know that you're not going to cause trouble. Understand?"
Listen, we're not going to cause trouble. Listen.
Well, yes,
yeah,
I
by the
understand.
way-
But said listen twice.
listen.
Like we're dead.
What I need you to know is I shouldn't have let you in. I shouldn't have let you in. Okay, I made a mistake. I assumed that if you were with Oz, then everything was good, but I need to check your bags.
Listen, my
Dun, dun,
friend.
dun, dun.
Listen. We've got nothing to hide here.
Well, if you have nothing to hide, just let me just let me do what I need to do. I don't judge. I don't want to be in your business more than I have to, but I should be doing what I'm being paid to do.
Yeah, well,
I know it's a pain, but
yeah.
we have standards here, and we need to make sure we're following them.
Okay, but
Moon
listen.
Dude tosses his bag down at the ground.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
But listen,
this is
man.
the fun part.
I'm gonna just I'm just gonna give you off with a warning, okay?
No, he's
Listen.
gonna find American
Those
Express
two,
card.
if I see two missing gold pieces, I'm gonna say that I bribed you in court.
I
Just
don't
remember that.
I don't care about your gold. I'm
Okay,
just
but I'm just
making
saying.
sure. Are you guys all offering your bags up, or is it just Kingi right now?
I did.
Or no, it was Moon Dude. That's right, it was Moon Dude. I'm sorry.
What is your weapon policy here?
Oh no, we don't care if you have weapons. We're well armed and can protect ourselves. We just need to make sure that you're not dangerous. Listen, if I see anything weird, I'll let you know. Okay,
What kind of weird are you looking for? Like what's weird to you? Are you
Okay.
looking for drugs? Are you looking
Kelly,
for
what do you-
like
What do you have?
Well, there are
weapons?
Okay, don't worry. There are contraband items. There's certain fruits that are illegal to take in here or import. There's certain things we don't want you taking out of the city. So it might not necessarily be something you came in with, but we check you on the way in and the way out to make sure that what you came with and what you leave with is all right. 1 sec.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
So I don't really care if you have weapons. It's like magic items, weird things. If there's weird things, I can let you go depending on what it is, but I need to
I was just gonna
report
mention
it.
that scene.
I'm sorry. So he's checking through Kingi's stuff. You know, incense, censer, vestments, blah, blah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Moon Dude stuff. Waterskin tinderbox, boots. He notices you have an arrow catching shield, but he's like, these are some really nice things. No, this is all good. You're fine.
So question.
Go!
Go ahead.
So they're looking at our stuff.
Yes.
Kind of our magic items.
Yes.
Noted.
Okay. Can I
Only
check?
in our bags though, right?
Only in your bags. Yes.
Alright, I offer up my bag.
Okay. Yeah, they don't care about on your person. What they can see, they can see. What they can't, they can't. So he starts looking through your bag. Yeah, Cloak of the Manta Ray is not going to be there. So he sees ball bearings, candle cover, hammer, lantern. And he picks up the book and he goes,
Oh no.
Monster Manual? Okay, no, I'm sorry. This is... Well, okay, I have to check the books to make sure they're not hollowed out. And then he starts paging through it. And then he's looking through some of these and he's going, where did you get this? This is awesome.
found it.
That's pretty cool. Okay, and then he puts it back. And the thieves' tools. He picks up the thieves' tools and goes, "You have lock picks? You're not
I
planning."
found the, I don't know what that is. I
You're-
found it on the ground.
Listen-
That's actually like it's that crappy set he found in the
No,
pit.
dude, I don't. There's lots of rogues that come in here, and I know these are just useful tools. So I'm not going to like ding you for this. I just need to know you're not going to use this here, right?
It's a ding on your permanent record.
You're not going to use these here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I trust you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What else do we have? Is Cagliari up?
Yep.
All right.
Backpack on the ground with a mighty thud.
All right. He starts looking through
Oh, and he's gonna be
your
here all
backpack,
day.
and he goes,
Literally all day.
"Oh my gosh, you have bagpipes? You play?"
What?
I haven't met anyone that plays bagpipes.
What the?
I don't play them.
Don't play them. They're just there.
How do you carry all of this stuff?
Why do so many short swords?
And now, the last thing he
Wait,
gets
none of
to,
you guys knew that she was.
the last thing he gets to,
No.
no, the last thing he gets to is a bucket. And in the bucket is a head. And he looks up, and he holds the bucket with the head peeking out, and he says, "What is this?"
It's a
That-
really nice rock.
Is a long story.
It's a really nice rock.
One dude kind of steps up. That is our dear friend. We were looking to bury him past the city. He died in combat.
Okay. This is above my pay grade. I want to start off by saying this. You guys are not in trouble. But you need to come with me. And you need to trust me. Like I said, you are not in trouble. But you need to come with me.
He pulls out a little box, pulls out a little stick from it and goes, we got a code 319. Everybody to the main area.
Okay. He says, he puts this down, then he says, okay, can I check you, Dragonborn? Just to make sure, but just no one go anywhere.
Go ahead. but,
Okay.
like, I don't
We
know,
got a bunch of weird people with a head in a bucket.
just like,
All right, he's going through stuff, and it's like a real quick one. So he goes, "Oh, no, you're good. Okay."
Yeah, you're not as good as the head in the bucket.
He picks up the bucket. He gives Cagliari the playing card set and says, "Here, take this. This is what we need to talk about." And he just says, "Follow me." So are you guys gonna follow him?
I guess.
All right. Now, Malakai
Sit
was
in our first day in.
We're just leaving. Yeah.
Malakai is still there and has witnessed all of this. So it's up to Malakai what Malakai wants to do.
yeah, you want to come with us, bud?
And you're sure this is nothing illicit, nothing illegal?
It's a head in a bucket.
It's a head in a bucket. What do you think it is? Of course, it's probably illegal. I mean,
He's not like it's not like a bleeding head. It's a
As
it's like a it was like a golem thing.
I would like to note that Malakai has not seen the head yet. This is important.
You know, it's a head in a bucket.
What sort of head? Like a head of mushrooms?
No, it was a thing that he was our like pal, and then he turned evil, and we didn't want to kill him, but he made us kill him, and I felt bad, and he was like 400 pounds or like something like that. I don't know. I didn't have like a scale, so I took his head, and I put it in a bucket just in case we can like do something with it.
And you have it here with you?
Yeah.
I know something of magic, perhaps. It might seem familiar to me.
The guard who's carrying the bucket says, "Listen, I have to take this to people. If you want to come or if you know these people, then I would advise
will
that you
come
come
along.
along. I would advise
I'll
that.
come along.
Because this could be an interesting day."
You lot seem quite interesting. That is the word.
Okay.
Oh no!
So you guys start walking away from the district, the hustle and bustle of the town, and this guard walks you basically, after a series of minutes, directly up to the main gate leading to the inner keep of Coruscant. It's a bit of a walk, first of all, and on the way up, you can see that this is, again, a massive inner keep with a huge wall. It's just like a box of stone, and it's kind of threatening, ominous, particularly because if you're going inside of that, like you're really in a little dome, like a little fortress. You get up to the front gate, and the guard says, I need to take these to, you know who. And the other guard at the gate says, "What? Are you on guard duty today, Thomas? What are you doing here? You have no right to be here. Get back to your stat." And then he just shows the bucket to the guard manning the gate. And the guard manning the gate goes, "Oh!" Whoa. And then he immediately just opens the door. And then he runs into the inner keep. And the other guard on the left side just goes, "You found it?" And then Thomas nods. And that second guard just goes, "Now what?" It's a few minutes before the guard that ran in runs back and says, "All right, Thomas. Well, today's going to be an interesting day, isn't it?" You guys are now escorted through a series of hallways by guards, each of which are gathering around Thomas in increasing amounts of awe and confusion, until eventually you reach a room with a large set of double doors. Very similar to the main gate, actually. Not quite as big, but the same styling, with iron bracing, secluded in this back room. You are in the interior of the inner keep now, on what you would guess is the first floor, but so many things are happening and you're being rushed around that it's really hard to get an idea of what the layout is. You just go from hallway to hallway until eventually you're just at this room. And then the doors are opened and you're escorted into this larger than life workshop. And it's immediately just visually overwhelming. First of all, there's tons of guards. There's a crap ton of equipment that's coming off of these, what you could describe as like belts. There's sparks flying through the air. There's tons of noise of hammers being slashed. There's a bunch of blacksmith. There's straw on the floor. Like armaments all over the wall. It looks like a partial armory. And as you pass by, there's weird bins that look like trash receptacles of just, you don't really know what the heck it is. It looks like a spear. At least it has a spear tip, but it's got like a weird curved piece of wood on the back. Some of them are broken up. Some of them just look like pipes, like piping of steel. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on, and you are completely overwhelmed by what you're seeing. Until eventually, Thomas walks up to a familiar face as you see a copper dragonborn dressed in the outfit of a commander of Coruscant. And he says, "Hey, I know you all. How did you find your way here? You are still with him? Speak up, what's going on?" Thomas just immediately says, "Here, sir." And he gives him the bucket with the head in it. And Keels just looks at it and goes, "Oh my god." And then he picks it up. Yeah, for reference, this is the Dragonborn commander that you met in the forest when they were tracking Meteor and Henry with the cannibals.
I am visibly angry. It's freaking Keels.
Keels picks up the head and looks at it and goes, "So he really was real. The old man wasn't pulling our legs."
He's part of the 1%.
That's insane. What happened to him?
A whole lot that we didn't see, and then a very short end that we did see.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of talking to do. Things have changed. It's been a while since I've seen you all. But,
Cigar.
I don't think I'll be able to talk to you much. I have some other business to attend to. But I'll go my separate way. Just stay put. We need to let everyone know what's happening here. I have some people to talk to. Malakai is frozen in place. The head is left on a table, clearly visible for all to see, and Malakai has not taken his eyes off of it.
Hate that guy. Still, he's still the corrupt totalitarian
Severed
leader.
head.
I know this. Why do I know this? What? It's all coming back now. That's why I know you. I've seen this all before. Meteor. Yes?
How do
What
you
he
know that?
called himself?
And he was looking for a skyboat.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
But he asked me for help, but except it wasn't me he asked for help. It was another me. With other companions. There was another Dragonborn. Two Dragonborns. I can see it now. It must have been another vision of another world? But I can remember it somehow.
Thomas is petrified. He's just standing by you guys, totally confused. Just
This is what happens.
has no idea what's going on.
You don't let the people with the metal head in the bucket walk on by. Now look at this. A guy named Thomas.
Uh-huh. And you're in this workshop. A couple of people, guards pretty much like Thomas with pikes on their backs, just sort of start walking up and eyeing up this head. And they start whispering around the table that's 10 or so feet in front of you and say, well, you actually was right. He did make a... What did he call it? A robot? How does it work? And then another guy goes, I heard that he gave it a brain from his magics. And I go, no, he told me that he made a bunch of little spinny wheels that made his brain go fast.
There was a gnome on the inside. A very small little goblin.
And another guy says, I think it's all a load of bonkers. I think he just put a little guy in there and had him ride it around. They don't have the body, so they can't convince me otherwise. I bet it's all a show or something. You know how in the old days there used to be these the wizards, and they were like, you could stab them and they'd bleed out in like 2 seconds, so they'd make these big wooden things to protect them, and they'd put metal on the wood. I think it's one of those. I think it's put on our legs. No way you can make something like that without magics. Ask me. What do I know? And the other goes, oh, shut up, Billy. You don't know nothing, you said it yourself.
Yeah, Billy.
So, Thomas, you found him, eh? Thomas goes, hey, I guess so. Does this mean I'm getting a raise? And he goes, probably not. And then they all just kind of groan.
This is what happens when you do your job, Thomas. Nobody cares.
Yeah. So it's quite the number of things happening. After some time, Keels returns, but following in front of him is an old man in a wheelchair. You can't exactly tell if he's a dwarf or just a little guy, because he could kind of be either. And he walks in and goes, "Oh, I hear my boy is back." Well, he looks at the table and he sees the head, and immediately his face contorts, and you just go, whoa, what? He gets out of his wheelchair. He steps up, and he's clearly having a tough time walking around, but he lumbers over to the table, and like his head just comes up to the top of the table, and he looks, and he spins the head around, and he goes, "What did you do to my boy?
What did we do?
Where's he been?"
What
I mean,
others
he attacked us.
What? No, I didn't teach him how to do that. How did he learn how to attack?
That's a
Well, he-
great question.
Roll
You
the
know,
die.
that's a good
Got a
point.
certain number.
Well, all right. Well, this is gonna be more work than I signed up for, but I can get it done. You lot, who are you? Or should I introduce myself first?
Yeah, who are you, old man, that could now stand even though you came in on a wheelchair? That seems kind of like weird. Anyway.
My knees give out easy. It takes the pressure off.
Easy. Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, go.
Idiot.
Signifies it, bully old.
My name is Dr. Cubble. Well, that's what I've chosen to name myself. It's easier than my actual surname. So,
Are you saying you made this creature?
well, who else?
I don't know, maybe it just naturally occurred, bro. You know, this is our first time meeting.
Naturally occurred. Something like that, yes. Not even the gods could rival that power.
Listen,
Well,
my
maybe
friend,
they could.
Listen, you have no idea what we've seen, so...
There
Well-
was a specific rock that he was quite drawn towards, and he said that was his home, or something along those lines. And this is not that rock.
Rock. Well, my boy. What did he speak about a rock?
There,
Sounds like he's not your boy. You don't
What are
know
you?
his
What are
rock.
you talking about?
he was interested in a very specific rock, so we were headed towards that rock. And
Talking
boy,
about?
did we get off track.
You talk about the mountain that we'd set up shop on.
You mean the
Yes,
rock
it
you
was in the
said
mountains.
Oh, well, he probably got confused. I told him that we were only going to be there for a little bit. He just leaned over the railing. I told him. I tried to give him a fear of heights, but he just wanted to look down. Look what mess this has made. So hold on. I'm gonna need a bit
The
more.
gorilla that was attacking him.
I'm gonna need a bit more of an explanation as to why my boy is a decapitated head on the table.
Not decapitated.
Well, his kappa
Well-
has been detated. What other word is there for it?
You know,
We
Desecrated.
I was gonna
we
start
lost track of him for a while. And then when
Oh.
we found him again,
Yes.
he was like
He was stolen.
wrapped in like cloth wrappings, and he got real mad at us. And one thing led to another. He was dead on the ground, and I felt real bad.
He got mad. Mad how?
Wait an
Mad in the crazy sense, not necessarily the angry sense. So there was a little bit of that. We tried to talk him down a little bit, but he died really quickly. It was quite unfortunate.
This is all I know. Kyoshi told me that a group of buffoons was the word he used. That you were all encountered my boy, but that some other small man had taken him away, and that was the last you'd ever seen of either of you. I think they said they went into the caves, but they couldn't find anything.
Boy, did we.
So you did go into the caves. My boy went into the caves?
Yes.
Unknown? Yeah.
I mean, I would have had to because
Well, where did you find him then? If not in the caves.
Well, we found
That's
him in
the
a.
funny thing.
Funny how?
It's a bit of a long story, but it was not of this world.
Wait, was it
I'm still not quite sure.
in Shadowfell?
Yeah, sounds. I think that was mentioned. I think that could be right. How do you know that?
This guy's over here in the corner. Like,
Why are you not with them?
I just met them, and last I saw, Meteor was complete, wasn't?
Well, Meteor was complete last time I saw him, but then he fell 2,000 feet or more, so... yeah. Oh, yeah, how was he on the landing?
Slightly broken.
No, but was he still intact?
Mostly.
If intact is 100%, no.
No, not 100%, but his arms didn't fly off. I'm asking if he exploded.
No.
Oh, so the ballistics test works then. Okay, that's good. Well, at least we have that settled. I don't think I've gotten...
He has like a confused look.
I haven't gotten any of your names yet, and Keel certainly didn't remember, so who are you people anyway?
I knew Keel. We're pissed,
Well, don't all speak at once.
What was I saying? I'm like Gargamel.
You can call me Cagliari.
Very well. Cagliari.
I'm Roger.
That's a stupid name. I'm going to call you Roger.
Hey! That's not even his real name, apparently.
Well, Dr. Cobble isn't my real name, and it's a stupid name as well, so I'm allowed to call him stupid.
Well, you call yourself stupid, so that's fine. Okay. Sorry, Roger, it's a stupid name. Sorry, I have to get it.
Well, Cagliari, Roger, and the Dragonborn is... Kingy. I would say that's a stupid name, but I don't want to be offensive, and I don't know much about Dragonborn, so we'll leave it at that.
This guy, he's racist.
Yeah, you're good, because if you called me something like lizard, you'd be my lunch.
Well, I know that dragons aren't lizards. I did at least figure that out. You in the mask. What's your deal?
Actually, amphibians.
It's not important.
Fair enough.
It's not important. Just tell him what we've been calling you this entire
And then,
He just skipped over there?
you who just met these others, what do you call yourself?
Malakai, Lumiere.
Okay, Lumiere. Quite the bunch of people. Very strange society you have here. Very strange indeed. Yes, quite the odd clumpings of people. Very weird. Anyway, I think I have some work to do if I'm to get, and he picks up his head, Meteor's head, and goes, I have some work to do if I'm to get him back up and running. Well, the good news is you saved the brain, so to speak, anyway. I think I can make it work. But what was that about him being mad? Was this mad crazy or mad angry? I don't remember. You said it was crazy, right?
It was a little bit of both. Yeah.
I see.
We were pretty chill when we met him, and then we didn't see him for a while, and then he was trying to kill us. So somewhere in there, something happened.
Well, I think the best way to find out would be to ask him. So we'll get something set up. Give me I might need a bit of time. Actually, you've really destroyed some of his workings here. I can make this work. So thanks, I guess. I would have preferred if you brought him in one piece, but I'm at least glad that I can work with this. So, yes, I'll make sure you're well compensated for your contributions here, all of you. Yeah, I don't really want to talk to you anymore, so I'm going to leave now. And then he gets back in his wheelchair and he wheels away. And now you're left with Thomas.
He's like, I'll give you all my
And you're just kind of
bring back my robot in
you're just
one
kind of
piece.
in this workshop now. So things are weird. You guys kind of have free range. No one is really going up to you or talking to you now. You can take a look around if you want.
Alright, what are they making?
Well, that's a great question, Roger. I would like you to either roll a general intelligence check,
Ooh, let me tell you, I'm the most smartest man.
what else can I even have you roll for that? That's a really good question.
Ooh, that's a good number.
What do you got?
17.
17 on general challenges? Alright. Roger starts absolutely scouring the barrels. And combined with what he knows about how the world works, and his ability to perceive what they've been doing based on the evidence that they've left willy-nilly around the shop, they're really trying to gear up for something. So the first thing he notices is that what initially looked like a spearhead looks more like a secondary weapon. It's attached. The way that he can tell is because the front is just attached to, shall we say, the shaft of the weapon. So it looks like its primary purpose isn't actually for stabbing. That was an afterthought. In terms of the scraps that have been left over, no, in terms of the scraps that are left over, there are some metal beams that look like pipes, as well as some wood that's been attempted to be attached there. There's also a mechanism joining the two together. It's a lever, a small lever. And Groucho's trying to figure out how a weapon like this would work. It's very clearly a weapon. Part of the first piece of evidence to that was the small spearhead attached to the end. But as stated, that's its secondary purpose. What he's trying to figure out is what the pipe is used for. And the thing he can think of the most is something he's heard of that Kurosuke actually started importing a while ago, is cannons. And these were a new thing, but Groucho remembered that there was some discussion about the use of these cannons, but they didn't have a key component they needed to make the cannons work, to actually get them to fire the ball. He doesn't remember the name of the substance used, but there's some substance that you need to launch something down that tube. So what this looks like is a miniaturized cannon tube where a little cannonball would feed in, with a spear attached at the end, and a lever mechanism that is used to fire said tiny cannonball. All of this combined with a loading mechanism that can load pellets from the front, as there's a second lever on the top. It's also very clear from the design of the wood that is being manufactured by various woodworkers. This is designed to rest against the side of the arm. And this is deduced mainly due to the shape. Groucho remembers the stories of cannons and of pirates. These things would have a kick to them. Some immense, almost magical force would propel these projectiles out of these tiny holes that are just fitted right for them. And that force is incredible. So it's very clear that this mount is designed for the body to absorb that force so that it can be tempered. He imagines the force obviously isn't as great as a cannon, but the stock seems to indicate that it's still quite substantial. But what Groucho notes is that there are no cannonballs, and he just can't quite remember what's used to get them to fire the little baby cannonballs.
So it's not an extendo spear.
It's not an extendo spear. That is
Noted.
correct. Mm-hmm.
I'll be absolutely honest, it took me longer than I care to admit to realize that it was just a gun.
I was so sold on extendo spear.
You're welcome.
I do not want to describe how long I was
Yep.
like, oh yeah, extendo spear.
Yep.
It's so simple. The lever's just gonna make it go like ding.
And you know, it's not too long before walking around the workshop, you actually see someone in a slightly different uniform holding a version of this weapon. Although notably it doesn't have a little spear end attached to it. It's quite interesting. He seems to be aiming it up, trying to, figure it out. He actually seems pretty comfortable with it. And he's walking some of the other guards that are in the uniform, the hide uniforms you've seen, through how it works. So if you'd like to listen in on what he's saying, you may do so.
Do they have a biological weapons department?
Would you like to find out?
Because we're really close to Jared Diamond right now.
Guns, Streams, and Steel, baby.
Alright,
Alright.
I'll listen to this guy.
Alright. So what you gotta understand is, this thing's got quite the force. Most people in the Corps, when they first drafted us, is they really underestimate the bite of this thing. Controlling it's difficult, and unlike using a sword or another weapon, very little force is required to get this thing to cause a lot of pain. That means you need to have a lot of restraint and control, because when it goes off, and you need to brace and make sure that your muscles are ready to receive that impact. as you can see here, and he sort of pulls out his musket balls, the loading is actually fairly straightforward. The chamber at the top is used to load them. It can handle 6 rounds, and so on. I'm not sure if the ones that they're trying to produce now are going to have the exact same loading mechanism. I don't think you have the infrastructure needed to get that working. But as you can see, mine can take 6 pellets. Load it into the top. He goes, and it sort of cocks it back and puts it in place. And he says, now, the other part of this is the gunpowder. Being a gun, you need gunpowder to fire it. That's what actually sets off the reaction. It's a miniature explosion in the chamber that'll propel your shot forward. In order to actually fire it, you need that. And there's a separate chamber for that, but obviously we don't have that. So we can't do live demonstrations yet. And the gunpowder we have is reserved for our use. But the hopes will be that you'll be competent in using these in at the greatest a few months, but we'll have to figure out the supply issues. But I really wish I could give you live demos, but our ammunition is in short supply already. We really can't afford to be running drills. But in the near future, that's the goal. Pikes are going to be left behind. And the one guy says,
But how can you kill if someone's wearing armor? And don't you think that it's just gonna stop at the armor?
and the guy holding the gun just kind of rolls his eyes and says, you'll know how stupid that claim is when you see this thing in action. Now, it's not your fault. You've never seen it. But this thing will tear through plate like it's paper. Papyrus. Can't be stopped. This is the weapon of the future.
Garbage. Yeah, right.
Is Caligari verbally saying this in the background?
A little bit. Not
All right.
not super loud, but not like trying to heckle the guy, but kind of just joking around.
Thankfully for you, he rolled an 8 on perception, so he didn't hear you. So he just lays his gun down at his side. And
Thankfully for me, what was he gonna do? Shoot me?
Yeah, he was gonna kill you on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
So-
currently in the belly of the beast with learning information we probably shouldn't know.
That's one of the conversations.
Interesting indeed.
After a little while, Keels doubles back and says, "Oh, I assume you've met Dr. Cobble."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Obviously this is privileged information, so don't go spreading rumors. This is a volatile new technology that we're trying to take hold of, and I don't know if it's going to solve our problems or make more, but we can try. So, I was told that I should be giving you guys payment, so I guess without further ado, let's not make this more of a big deal than it needs to be. And he pulls out a pretty large satchel and throws pouches at each of you, including Malakai, technically, but he's rich. He doesn't need it, he'll be fine. 250 gold
Ooh.
to each of you.
Oh.
Keel says, it's not much. We wish we could offer you more. Right now, we're still trying to figure out exactly what role you guys are going to play in this, and if we can really trust you, but...
Uh-oh, we're getting conscripted.
Keel says, here's the thing. A lot's happened in the past month
Fight in the jungles.
when you guys have been gone. I don't know exactly where you were. Cobble tells me that... I don't know where you were, let's just leave it at that, and I don't know if I want to know. Point is, we've got problems, and, well, frankly, you have more experience with, some of this than we do. We need to sort of come up with a, line of action. We have a couple things we're trying out, and, we would be happy to have you as contractors for Coruscant. And he says it kind of begrudgingly, like, he's not really super enthused about it, but it's what's happening. So, let you guys know. He says, so, yeah, it'll be well paid, That's just really a stipend as of now. We'll make sure you're well financed if you're going to be working for us, but you will be reporting, not to me, but to Victor Viata himself. So, yeah. Yeah. I thought I would, but, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so, any questions or anything like that? I know this is a lot to spring on you, but we've been wondering if Meteor would show up. That is what you called him, right? And that's what Dr. Cobble said you named him. We've all just been calling him Cobble's boy up to this point, and a couple other names that we've been trying to inappropriate
Cobble's
names. And Kills just kind of looks at one of the guards, and the guards just kind of looks at the floor, and he goes, inappropriate names. Anyway, we'll go with Meteor now. That's a little bit more professional, I think. So, what do you want to know, I guess?
So wait, how much money did we get?
250 gold each.
Each?
Each. Where do you gotta put that in?
Inventory, I think.
Click gold at the
Yeah.
top right of your inventory.
The whole section just for currency.
Oh, there we go.
Click the gold button and type the number you would like to add.
Yeah, you type the 250 in the gold section and then click add.
This upgrade makes your unit
Nice.
stronger.
Thank you.
Andrew actually steps up to what's his nuts, and
Heels?
says that. Yes.
Yeah.
And your keel.
I honestly forgot his name for a second.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's good.
So we actually need some food and somewhere to sleep. Are you able to provide that for us?
Oh, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. We can probably set you
Absolutely
up in the Rooster's Tail pretty easily, or if you're more comfortable in the Keep, we can arrange for that. Either way, yeah, when's the last time you've eaten?
This morning.
Well,
But before that, it was a while.
right. Well, I can either arrange for some food to be sent here, or we can go out. So, well, I can't go out, but you guys can. Obviously, if you go out, you can't talk about literally any of this, right? So,
Right.
right. And Keel stares at Kingy like Deadeye, and says, and especially if you're Dragonborn, you should know that if you dishonor your clan, bad things happen, right? And we're clan now, right?
Right.
Okay,
So we're like brothers.
sure. You weren't with the group, actually, were you? What's your name? Oh, I'm talking to the Dragonborn, not you, pretty boy.
Kingy, I'm new to this.
Kingy, the name's
Yes.
Keels. Nice to meet you, and he sort of slams his chest.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, fellow brother.
Indeed.
What color
I met him
are
in
you?
prison.
I see. I'm bronze, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So he's one of the good colors. Ooh.
Color are you?
He is one of the good colors.
It's a fair question.
That is a fair question.
Phil says, well, I have some reconnaissance to do, so,
That's funny.
I don't exactly know who's gonna talk to you from this point on. Things are kind of chaotic. Cobble's been informed, and someone should have told Viata, Governor Viata. So, you're in good hands, but I don't think I can be of much more help. I think you guys are capable. So, yeah, if you need anything, talk to the guards. They can arrange it. Governor Viata maybe will be able to meet with you. I know he's with the counselors, with a consultant in a meeting today. So I don't know if he's available now, but maybe by tomorrow. Either way, just stick around, because there's lots to discuss. But I've got to head out, so Godspeed. And then Keels walks out. And then Thomas is there. Keels kind of whispers something to Thomas on the way out, and then pats him on the shoulder, and Thomas just kind of goes, eh. And then Thomas walks up to you guys and goes, I'm your assistant now, I guess. So, it beats guard duty, I think.
Really
Oh,
looking
does it
over
pay
my
more?
notes for Keelan. None of these are just
I hope so. I'm pretty sure that the guys set up a bet that whoever brought in Cobble's, what do you call a meteor? They said that whoever brought them in would get the pot. We were all making bets on who would find them, and some people said I'll be the one to bring them. And you know, we got this whole bet thing going. But now I brought the head in, and they said that it doesn't count because it's only the head and not the whole guy. So I don't think I'm making any money off of this.
well, I mean, you could get the rest of it.
What do you mean the rest of it?
The rest of the body.
What?
All you gotta do is, and I start explaining a very complicated everything that we've done up until this point to get to there. And
Right. So
that's all you have to
basically,
do,
you
really.
tell him you went through the Underdark, went through the gnomes, encountered the decrepit meteor, fought him in Shadowfell. His body was detached and now exists in an ethereal plane that is also guarded by extra-dimensional skeletal beings whom you encountered.
With
Okay.
very little
Basically,
detail, yeah.
all you have
Alright.
to do is go piss off that
Yeah.
one golden armored gnome,
Yeah.
and that should be a done deal for you.
Then you gotta find the body.
So Thomas
If you
kind of
do that,
goes.
You'll win like what, $20?
Thomas kind of goes. You guys actually do all of this for real?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't think so. I thought you were pulling my leg, but I.
Funny
Sometimes
guy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You had me going for a bit there.
This guy is so gullible.
Yeah. So Thomas goes, so do you guys, what do you want to do? I'm pretty much just gonna make sure you're not gonna tell anyone anything stupid, but I mean, Keels trusts you, I think. I don't know, he kind of weirds me out and I have trouble reading him, but I think he trusts you.
Chaperone?
Yeah, I know.
Can we go to the aquarium?
There's no aquarium in Coruscant.
Alright. I guess, unless anybody else disagrees or thinks we should do something else. What time is it?
That's a good question.
Today.
So I think when we left off at the Githyanki, it was about 9:30 a.m. I need to do a little bit of math to figure out where you guys left off because it is a sizable distance. So everyone pause while Trevor does math.
Moonlord has to go somewhere.
Okay.
Moon dude.
That's fine, but I will canonically do something with your character then.
Oh boy.
You're getting kidnapped.
Alright,
Nope.
Jacob, record everything.
Haha, I'm already recording.
Okay.
I mean, everything's everything. But yeah.
Alright, I need to check this. Oh wait, no, I have a file that actually has this. Hold up.
Anyway, you really can buy this toddler Gargamel outfit from Walmart, and it only has one review, and the review is a 1-star, and it just says dog barfed.
Dog barfed.
This item
I
is so
s-
hideous. My dog
Can't
vomited.
find my old notes at all.
The
I
balding
cannot
head
remember
left
who
my
Keels
shampoo
is.
bottle as dry as
Haha.
this area. Oh,
Be funny.
my notes on Keel are great. There is not a single note describing his appearance or any of his actions. All of them are just actually disrespecting the man. It just says like, is the American 1% uneducated?
He's the one we were like hiding in the trees from, right?
He was the one that was leading the lizardmen that we
Correct.
like, met, and then also had that whole like strike group thing.
Alright,
Yes,
I think
that's right.
I can tell you
20
specifically a note that says, crafty commander can't even micromanage his hotkeys. Keeps going
That's
on about
right.
strike groups.
Alright, it was like a 10-hour walk. So what, 9:30 plus 10 hours then? It's 3
Yeah,
hours
that's
to
19:30.
12:30, so 7. So you got into the city at like 7 p.m.
Yes.
Yes. It was not a short walk. I probably should have described that earlier. So you guys are tired. And you just kind of got thrust into this. Now it's dark.
The rooster's tail.
Yes.
Well,
I almost said my joke name for it, and that would have been very funny.
Okay.
Thomas, I'll be real with
The
you, man.
rooster's teeth.
I could use a sleep.
Okay. Well, do you want to... I can make arrangements here, or at the Rooster's Tail. Although they
Gotta go
have
there.
they have pretty good food there. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
The food here
I think
sucks.
that's our goal.
Should get
Yeah.
there You should get their pepperoni pizza hoagie. It's pretty solid.
Okay. All right, cool. Thomas is gonna lead you to the Rooster's Tail, so the music is gonna abruptly stop. And I walk.
I'm 97% sure it's just random noises after that, and I walk.
Cool.
No other words.
Is Malakai also going to the Rooster's Tail?
Yes, I'll go as well.
Malakai will go to the Rooster's Tail as well.
Yeah, that's a point of order, Malachi. You should finish up your we should finish our conversation over a meal or something.
Yes, that's a good idea.
All right. Well, Thomas leads you out of the keep and is leading you guys over. It's actually not too long of a distance. You pass shortly after exiting the keep. You pass by the building that matches exactly the description that Oz gave you, which is the big stone pillars in the front, the giant super tall windows, the recessed, not the porch, but the doors recessed past the pillars. So clearly that's what everyone calls the meeting room. It looks closed up and pretty much empty now. So maybe things have retired to the tavern now. Anyway, it's not too much more walking before then when he opens the door to a building, clearly with a rooster on it. There's not actually any writing. It's just an image of a rooster, which is all weird, but it's pretty good art. You think, maybe. You know, it's not the greatest. It's alright. As you walk into this tavern, it's pretty cozy. It's pretty chill. They actually have a band in the back. And
Yes, the oysters.
they're going off. It's not very rowdy. Like, you know when you walk into some restaurants and it's like Applebee's vibes where like people are just going blah 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 and they're like pretty loud. And so
this tavern got Applebee's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you walk in and you gotta really talk over people when you're
This
there.
really makes me feel
It's
like
not. It's not like that. It's not like that. Okay.
And so I put 16 eggs in my
No,
mouth
it's
at
not
once.
like that. Anyway,
Alright, it's done.
you walk in and the guy says, "So this is the tavern, the Rooster's Tail. Not to be confused with the inn, the Rooster's Tail. They're the same building, but they're managed by different people, which is weird. And I don't. It's whatever. But basically, you can just walk back there, and then he points to this area like behind the tavern desk, where it's like a little hallway, and then there's another picture of a rooster that leads to this back area, and he goes, "Well, that's like the inn is back
But this
there."
one's pointing to the left.
Sure. I don't know what you're saying.
The whole joke was gonna be that the one business, the only other identifying feature is the rooster's pointing to the right.
Oh,
The other
sure.
business, it's pointing to the left.
Yeah, if you want that to be the canon, I can make it happen. I have the power. So
He has the power.
I have the power. So yeah, you notice the rooster's mirrored on that one, but it's the same like clip art.
They got a clip art.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to rooster clip art and flip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
How
How much per room?
Well, this is. Are you asking Thomas?
I assumed we were gonna get to the in part.
Oh, are you not having food?
Actually, which one would we do first? Would we get food? Oh,
You would
I was
get
thinking
food
we'd get like
first.
a room, then put our stuff down, then get food.
Okay.
You know, or we can do it the other way around.
Well, if you're talking out loud, Thomas can say, "Well, you can really do either, or I can go order the room. We're covering it, so it's good. Gil's already gave me what I needed to pay for it.
Let's go order the
yeah.
food.
So if you guys want to get food, you can do that, and I'll just let them know that we can also cover whatever. Just don't get like plastered drunk, please, because we might have to do
No,
important
we
stuff in the morning.
We would never do that.
Okay.
We haven't done that
Whoa.
once.
I mean, fine.
Just know your limits. You guys are all pretty
Pretty familiar.
exhausted, so you have however many points of exhaustion. Oh yeah, John had to step out already, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. No problem. I'm gonna catch him up on what's happening with his character later. So you guys are free to get food. He's gonna go order you a room, and your bill's covered. He walks up to the tavern keep and gives him a little bit of money and just kind of explains the situation. The guy nods. So you're good to do whatever now.
Barkeep. Walk over
Hold
to
up.
the bar. Oh,
1 second. I'm doing a thing. Real quick. So you're oh, you're addressing the barkeep. Am I to understand that correctly?
yes.
All right. I gotta find one thing here. Come on, what do you got here? There we go. Okay. Okay. A guy with very long black hair turns around, and surprise, surprise, it's a red dragonborn.
Whoa.
And he looks at you with his long black hair, and he says, he's kind of irritated at first, like that someone's just yelling at him, barkeep. But then he sees it's a red dragonborn, and he goes, "Oh, brother!
Hey,
Welcome to the Rooster's Tail. How can I help?"
Yeah, can I get a pint of ale, and then can I see your menu for food?
No problem, laddie. So, what are you doing on these parts, brother?
Stuff and things, you know.
He laughs way too hard. Yeah. He's like kind of creeping you out. But he says, "I'll get that, no problem." And he rounds up a pint of ale for you real quick from the keg. And then he says, "We don't really have a written menu. For some reason, they want us to be able to do it off the top of our heads because they think that makes it more fancy or something. But I can just tell you what we offer.
Yeah, what do you got?
So-
What do you have?
We have hot sandwiches, cold cuts of meat. We do some fish, fresh from the sea, but like not that fresh. I honestly wouldn't get it. I've had it a few times. It just tastes
Do you
kind
do,
of
like-
off.
Do you do like a whole chicken roasted?
I mean, yeah, we can do that. It's like a special order thing, but I mean, yeah, we have the ability to do that. Sure.
I
Just
turned
a
to the
whole-
party.
just a whole
I turned
chicken?
to the yeah, a whole chicken. I'll just hold that thought.
Yeah.
Do you guys want anything? Because I'm gonna get some stuff. Do you want a beer?
I just ordered a whole chicken.
I'm going to
a
order
normal
whole
meal.
chicken.
Yeah, just whatever you recommend.
Me or the barkeep?
I don't care, man. Just get alcohol.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the food, not the beer. Of course, I'll get you a beer.
Yeah, but in terms of beer, the whatever his name is, the guard guy said I can only give you one alcoholic drink each.
I mean, yeah, of course. So one
Okay.
beer for each of us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that's fine.
wait. What is the most alcoholic drink you have?
That's a
Let's see.
dangerous
It's time-
question.
it's time to-
So
We're gone.
we have ales. We also have wine. I haven't had what people say is the strongest wine, but okay, I can't really talk about what's in the wine. But
It's crystal meth.
no. What? Okay, I'm not even addressing that in character for obvious reasons. But the guy says, I can't really talk about what's in the wine, and I haven't really had it. But the problem is that's not really something you can walk in and ask for. I think the strongest wine I could give you is one of our older ones in the cellar. I don't remember what the year is. I hate
Okay.
memorizing those, but I know what it looks like.
What about your strongest ale?
I mean, that's pretty easy. We have valves to control each of those things. So I mean, I can just load it up if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Give
that's
him
much
a
simpler.
bucket. Don't throw up the
I'm
bucket.
not giving him a bucket.
It's
But-
like the 7-Up. It's
yeah.
the 7-Eleven Slurpee.
By the
cup.
way, did I get my bucket back
You did.
after they took Meteor's head out of it?
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
thank God.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
It was just sitting on the table after Meteor's head was taken, so there was nothing stopping you from just picking it back up again.
Perfect. I'll remove Meteor's head from my inventory.
You haven't really noticed because a lot's been going on, but Malakai's just been kind of staring at Moon Dude, and Moon Dude either hasn't noticed or is just ignoring him. One of the two. I mean, it's pretty obvious to Grodger that this has been happening for like more than a minute, but yeah, one thing to note. In the meantime, though, the barkeep has prepared all of your ales, and he says, the chicken will take a while, but it'll be fresh, and you hear in the back.
Chicken.
Okay.
Can I get you anything else while you're waiting for the main course?
Yeah, you know what? You seem like the type of man to know about what's going on, you know?
What's going on? How?
Going on what's the word of the streets, you know what I'm saying?
I don't really do gossip.
Oh. Well, okay, okay, but
You're the guy that knows
I mean,
the
what's going on in
gossip, right?
town? Like, okay, not like gossip,
Oh, you mean like
guys
what is
are-
there to do?
Well, no, I mean like, how's it been in town? Has there been problems, or has it been like, you know?
I
like,
mean, there's
okay.
always problems.
Okay, but like, is there?
What do you want me to talk about my relationship with my wife? What do you want from me?
No, I don't want to
Yes.
talk
What
about
problems
your
you
wife.
wanna
She's
talk
probably
about?
a wonderful woman, or you hate her. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. Anyway,
One of those two.
yeah, it's probably you hate your wife. Anyway,
Well, I'm interested. Which one?
no, not which
Both
wife?
at the same time.
No, what? Okay.
He's got
Uh,
2 wives.
He does have 2 wives. Yes. No, it was between love and hate. What do you? He loves and he hates both of his wives.
He's got one
That is
cell
not the
phone.
conclusion you should have drawn from
That
that.
ain't it. That ain't it. Anyway, what's happening? What's the conversation going on now?
Okay, so where was I? Yeah, that's
Where were
right.
you?
He wants to know the vibe of the city.
Yeah, no. Could there be a reason why maybe like the what was it the governors of the city are getting together to meet for something?
We've been in the wilderness for quite a few months, so don't assume we know anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I that's fine. I mean, the problem is I don't really keep track of those things. I mean, I know that kind of what everyone else knows. Like we haven't gotten a lot of the fruits we used to be getting, and we've had trouble. Like we used to get our kegs imported, and now we gotta make our own because the old ones were getting shoddy, like stuff like that. Ever since the cargo ships stopped coming in, so I think they're meeting about that. But you know, it's not like they tell us. It's not like they tell us anything. I mean, basically, I think they're just trying to figure out what to do with trade because, oh, what even is his name? The trade counselor guy and his wife. Shoot. I've seen them
weird name.
before. No, their title is like he's the counselor of external trade and she's internal, and they've been. Oh, they're not having a good time. I know that. That is one piece of gossip I've heard, but I mean that's really just because our trade networks have been shut down. I don't remember their names. I don't. The guys like I don't even want to try. Whatever. I don't know. Things have just been weird. And some people have talked about seeing the sky boats or whatever. I haven't really seen them. I kind of think. I don't really know what to think. I'm just kind of. He kind of just sits down, leans back, and now he's just kind of sad. Things are just weird. You know, when things aren't necessarily bad, you know, you have a good life, but there's just an uncertainty to it. Like, you don't really know if you're gonna wake up and everything's gonna be the same. You know? Things are changing, and I just... We sort of distract ourselves, and we don't really like to think about those things, and think about the possibility that, you know... And he sort of gestures around to the tavern that this might not last, or, you know, might be jeopardized. Just kind of seal it off in our brains, but, you know...
So
It,
I get what you're saying. I get it. No,
Yeah.
you don't need to explain anymore.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I turn to the party. This place is so totally fucked, guys.
Huh?
What do you mean?
I thought you were ordering food.
What? I'm waiting for the food to be, you know, like cooked.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you give the barkeep an existential crisis?
Yeah, we accidentally gave him an existential present. Hey, barkeep.
We?
Because he's standing right next to us.
Yeah, is my food ready? By the way.
Well, the chicken's gonna take a while. We've only been talking like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh,
That's why I asked if you wanted something else in the meantime, because we can get something a lot
5
quicker.
minutes have passed.
5 minutes.
I mean, yeah.
You know, tell me a joke.
Joke. I don't know any jokes. I'm not really a comedy guy.
You know what? Listen, you've been a great help. Just when my food's ready, when our food's ready, just bring it out. That's about it. Okay.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bullies.
Okay. All right, I've got a question for you, barkeep.
Ah, what's up?
You said we could only have one drink, right?
Yeah.
Refill it.
Do you think? All right. Have you ever heard of a rum ham?
The barkeep is eyeing you up. Now, it's hard to read the emotional expressions of Dragonborns, but the word that could most closely encapsulate the expression on his dragon-like beak and face is just shock. And he goes, "What is a rum ham?"
It's a ham soaked in rum. It's a rum ham.
Oh, yeah, we've done those. We just call them, you don't call it a rum ham. Who the heck calls it a rum ham? What's wrong with you? It's like, you could say rum soaked ham, or like, you know, you call the name of the rum and then the ham, or like sweetened ham, like honey baked ham, like rum baked ham.
Well, it's not like baked. It's just like ham soaked in rum, so it like absorbs the rum, and then you can get drunk from eating it.
Yeah, we've done that.
Do you think we could do that and it wouldn't count as a drink?
No comment.
Well, for persuasion.
18.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why not?
Oh my god.
All right, man. If you could bring that out when you bring the chicken out, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it that strong. Okay.
Oh,
But
spoil sport.
I'll
That's
have a
fine.
kick to it.
Whatever.
alright. Okay. You guys going to sit down at the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They have peanuts like at Texas Roadhouse. So you know it's a fine dining establishment.
You know it ain't Applebee's.
You know it ain't no Applebee's. They got peanut bowls.
Really destroying Applebee's.
And they also got rolls.
Ooh,
So-
and that's how you know it ain't no
That's how you
Rolls.
know. They got rolls.
Bread.
You guys sit down. Moon Dude kind of just sits and is off staring into space. He hasn't said a word. He hasn't really looked around or engaged. He's just kind of staring off into space. And Malakai is just observing him.
Man, I really joined a very strange group of adventurers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up Malakai again because Thomas is no longer here. Alright. I have something. So you wait a little bit. Before too long, the chicken comes out. And then the rum ham as well. And it is quite the feast. It's a lot of food. So, quite a bit of protein. And alcohol.
Hell yeah.
So anyone eating the rum ham, I'm gonna need to make a constitution check.
Yeah.
I'm not eating the rum ham.
Alright, Kelly, alright. You're fine.
Oh, this isn't gonna be like last time.
Oh, I don't know.
Nope. I'm not rolling 2 ones at advantage again.
That's hilarious. I remember that.
Still mad.
I remember that. That was so funny. Alright. Well, you guys have time to chill. No one's really paying too much attention. Not the most crowded thing.
So anyway, do you guys want to hear about my egg?
No.
What do you mean? It's a beautiful story about my girlfriend and I.
No.
Well, my ex-girlfriend, I should say.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so we had an egg.
Yeah, no.
It was like this
No.
big.
So Malakai, what did you want to talk about?
Thank you.
Yes. I'm sorry if I seem a bit off. I have so many questions. First of all, he should be dead.
Oh,
This one in the mask.
Oh,
why
Moon Dude?
Yeah.
should he
Oh, I got
be-
this.
Yeah, he should be dead. That's weird. How do you know about that?
There's so many memories in my head, and they don't all seem to be mine. But I'm aware of this. I know this dog. He's a blink dog.
Oh yeah, that's Dog. Where's Dog? Should Dog follow us in here?
Where is Dog? In classic dog fashion, we forgot about him.
We have a blink dog. He's definitely around somewhere. Continue.
Trevor, where's the dog?
I have.
Oh,
met
I was muted. He's under the table. He's just lying down. He's been quiet.
and
Alright.
I have met Commander Keels before. It would not do to have him think I was insane. He's never seen me before, obviously.
So what does this all mean?
I'm not sure. From time to time, I do have visions. However, Michael, is all of what you said before true about your advent? How did you leave the Shadowfell?
God
We met
damn it.
these skull guys. These skeleton dudes. And they kind of just teleported us out, I think. Is what happened. I was unconscious for it. They made us fight a dragon. They made us fight his dad actually, and I
Yeah,
point to
actually, yeah,
the dragonborn. It's his dad. That's not super important, but it is weird. And I got knocked out during that fight, but woke up in the snow on a mountain. Kind of sucked. They just kind of brought us out of it.
All right. Okay. So, how long ago was this?
Couple days.
Interesting.
That's another point of note. We lost about a month. We
Wages?
Well, for what was a couple days for us was a month for everyone else. In terms of time.
Well, I have heard that different realms follow different time patterns, so that would track.
So, real quick, you guys are in pretty much a bench, or what we would call a booth, for our Applebee's gamers of culture that don't sit in the seats but go to the booth section. And Roger Griff notices leaning over the other side of a rail is a little child who is peeking his head over with his hands over on the other side of the booth that's leaned up to you, and is listening intently to everything that is being said. And
Alright.
his parents are just not even paying attention to him.
I'm gonna look at the child.
Roll for intimidation.
what?
Okay. I was looking at him, but yeah, sure. He's a little scared guy. I am the most intimidating presence, 19.
The child immediately ducks his head under the booth. You can hear a little before he ducks down.
Anyway.
Okay. So yeah, we were all happened to be in a town. Meteor fell out of the sky. We got sort of conscripted by the mayor or decided to follow out of our own regard as Meteor went off. Accompanying us was a deep gnome. We went up a mountain. We had to set someone behind with Meteor, and we chose the deep gnome, and when we came back, he was gone. We heard... Well, we have essentially tracked him into a cave system. We met a dwarf that helped us navigate the caves.
Dwemer.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up in a sort of underdark area, and Callio's just kind of trailing off and looking over where the child was, and just kind of staring and waiting for something.
Mm-hmm. So that's what happened.
Well, I cannot say that I know for sure what this means, but I do think that you are the ones who are supposed to help me. This is no coincidence.
Uh-huh.
I agree. Also, well, listen, I'll help you. I don't know about these guys, but what's the payment you said? And you said you were royalty, but yeah, you're not. But you're still kind of our royalty. So, like, what can you give us in exchange for helping you, really?
Like I said, as soon as I get there and we are able to take stock of the royal treasury, you'll be paid handsomely.
Okay. And how do we know that you're not just going to use us? That's the end. Well, you've had premonitions. Maybe you... I retract that last statement. Never mind.
A wise man is a cautious man. Think nothing of it. Now, are we eating or not?
I mean, speak for yourself, man. I've been eating this entire time. This chicken's delicious. Are you kidding me?
Heroic.
I was eating sounds, by the way. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Eating sounds.
Yeah.
Why are you slurping down a chicken?
Listen, it's dripping with juices, dude.
Whatever. I will just be eating my meal quietly.
Coward.
Uh-huh. I'm a coward.
Anyway,
Yes, so if you do plan on going with me to this, it will take us some time to get to Lucine from here.
Like, a couple months? Couple weeks?
days,
More like a
3
few
hours?
days.
few days,
Several days.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a plan. We also have to see what our, superiors want from us as well. So
All right.
But-
All right. Do you know where Az is?
Nope.
Nope. Actually, didn't he say he was gonna come by here later?
Yep.
He did.
Keeping an eye out for him.
Do we see him in the bar?
Well, you can make a perception roll.
I would like to make a perception roll. I rolled a 12.
Alright. You're scanning the room. You're trying to pick out his blue robes as his signifying feature. And you don't see anyone wearing blue. So it's not immediately obvious that he's anywhere here. If you want to actually start getting up and looking around at people, you can do that. But it will draw way more attention.
Hey, Roger, listen, I kind of stick out amongst these people. Could you maybe go look for Oz?
Sure.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Alright. Are you getting up and walking around?
Sure.
All right, cool. You make your rounds around the tavern. It's not the largest building, but more people have kind of trickled in now that it's sunset and people are getting in their meal before they head to sleep. You spend quite a lot of time looking around, scanning. You see a weird figure in the corner that trains his eye on you for a second, and then darts it back down to the table, and seems to be writing something down. He's in the corner of the room. Scruffy-looking guy. Red hair, kind of short. A beard, not exactly a dwarf beard, but a beard. So, probably just a stocky Irishman, if that exists in this universe. But, a little weird. You kind of keep an eye on him and see if he eyes you up again. It doesn't seem so, but just made you a bit uncomfortable. Nothing else too crazy going on. Eventually, you do see a table in the corner where there is someone who looks like Oz. He's not in the robe, so you're not sure at first, but he looks like Oz, and he seems to be talking with someone else in a booth by the window.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to approach?
Sure.
Okay. Grouger steps up, and after getting closer, it's pretty obvious that it actually is, in fact, Oz. And Oz stops who he's talking to and says, Grouger, yes, nice to see you. Is the rest of the group here?
Yes.
Very, very nice. Have you done what you hope to do in Coruscare yet, or is there more to do yet?
More to do.
As there always is. As there always is. I'm in the middle of a conversation right now, but I might be able to find you around. I'll catch up in a bit if I see you.
Okay.
All right, take care. Then he goes back to the man he was talking to. The man he was talking to. On that note, let's pull up the thing. Where's the thing? If I can find it.
Barack Obama.
Ooh, I think I know where it is. Yeah, I found it. I'm a hero. The guy he's talking to was someone who was dressed in the kind of green that the military were dressed in, but he wasn't in a uniform per se, like not a military uniform, but he seemed to have a green cloak and a green hood. He turned, you didn't get a really good look at him. You just saw a very prominent nose, as well as a sandy blonde mustache. It also looked like he was wearing some spectacles. Pretty fancy spectacles. Not the toughest looking guy, but yeah, he didn't seem too happy that you interrupted his conversation, but who knows. Anyway.
Alright, I'm just gonna go back to the table and be like, yeah, he's here. And then point the direction he is at.
Is he occupied?
Yes. He's talking to somebody dressed similarly to the guard, but not in armor.
Maybe he's an off-duty guard or something.
I'm thinking higher than that.
Oh, you're thinking like an informant. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Nope.
Oh.
Not the right direction. Like government.
Ew.
Okay.
Well, perhaps I can talk to him later.
He'll probably be wise.
And chaps. So just to confirm, will you be aiding me in my quest?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Alright. Then I must take my leave of you. I will find you in the morning.
Alright, well, have a good evening.
Not if we find you first.
Alright, don't say it like that, Roger.
Sounds like a threat.
It does sound threatening.
Uh-oh.
Alright, and then Malakai leaves.
Oh, I'm still muted. There we go. Very good. I wasn't saying anything important. It's fine. Shortly after Malakai leaves, the guy with the sandy mustache and the spectacles that Grouger saw in the green cloak walks up to the table. No sign of Oz, and he looks at Grouger Griff, kind of inquisitively, and he asks, "You there? Have I seen you before?"
Nope.
You sure? You may not recognize me, but I feel like... Are you, Roger?
I'm Gargamel.
Is that your actual response?
Mm-hmm.
Roll for deception.
I am the most deceptive man. There it is.
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Okay. He goes, I see, I thought you were a detective, but half-elves are very common, so my apologies for profiling you.
What are
Gentlemen,
you looking for this man for?
I may have had some work for him.
Oh, interesting. Because I happen to be his agent.
Roll for deception.
Oh my god.
Let's go! Let's go! 18!
18 total?
Yeah.
Sorry, you rolled a 19. The guy almost believes you, and then he goes, "Why do you detectives always have to be so sly? You think you're so cunning. You are
So
he.
funny. What?
I
No, what?
remember.
Listen, I have to make sure you weren't the law.
If I were the law, you would have bigger problems. And I am the law."
Hold on.
He sits down, if you allow him to.
Sure.
He says, "You may be aware that strange things have been happening here, and Oz has divulged more information than I would like for you to have. You do not know who I am. My name is Oliver Heikkinen. I am the military counselor here in Korusker. I'm not sure if you're preoccupied, and you don't have to take it, but we've been sending men north of the Alien Range to investigate where the skyboats have been going. We're not sure if they're getting anything valuable. The trip in and of itself is not an easy one, and none have come back yet. It hasn't been very long. It's only been a week or two since we've sent them. They very well may be out there for a month. But we also told them that if they get valuable information, to come back quickly and immediately. And that has not happened. But, wait, no, you, never mind. So, would that be something you'd be interested in?
We're a little bit busy at the moment, so...
Are you not working solo anymore?
No.
I see. Well, that's fine. There are many things that need to be done. Still have to find the right person for that job. And it may turn out that our spies are doing well. We just have yet to hear from them. Your last job with Korusker. Do you remember when that was?
Oh, so long ago.
I see. We try to keep tabs on who we've worked with before, and I don't want to creep you out, but last I checked, you had a job in Namir, did you not?
Mm-hmm.
Have you followed up on that?
Not yet. Just got back from the wilderness, so haven't
I
really
see.
got a chance to go back yet.
One of our agents is suspicious of some things that are going on there. So, if you report there, just keep an eye out and don't trust anyone. Things are different. And at the very least, if you're not willing or able to do full reconnaissance, come back to Korosker and let me know what's happening in Naimir. I'm worried what's happening there might be happening here. I don't particularly want to divulge more information. If you're as good as they say you are, then you'll find out soon enough. Well, that's all I have. So, good luck. And perhaps I'll see you around. He gets up and he walks away.
That could have been close.
Close in what way?
When people walk up from a crowd to you specifically, usually not a great sign.
Usually they just want an autograph.
An autograph. Usually they point. and
Maybe
laugh.
for you.
No. Yeah.
Moondude hasn't said anything in the past hour. He also hasn't moved his head. He's been sitting static. He also hasn't eaten anything.
Hey, Moon Dude, you good? I poke him.
There's no response.
I give him a good shove to see what will happen.
He just kind of he responds and then auto balances back to sitting down in the seat.
You guys have known this guy longer than me. Is this normal?
Yeah.
He just does
mean-
that sometimes.
It's not abnormal.
It's not.
but-
Well, I mean, it's a very strange.
Let's just
individual.
say he's never done this before, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities of things he would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's smiling.
Roger, I don't think he's smiling.
It's just kind of
Maybe-
there.
Maybe, hey, listen, Moon Dude, maybe you can take the mask off. You know?
That's
There's-
a good idea.
There's no
I don't get a
response.
response.
There's
How did I get a
there's
response?
no response.
Oh, no.
I would like to attempt to remove his mask.
I'm back.
All right.
Never
Oh,
mind.
oh, whoa, he's back.
Okay.
He's
What
alive.
are you
So-
gonna do to me?
Moon Dude, the last thing you
Awesome.
remember, the last thing you remember is the last thing that happened when you left. All of a sudden, you are teleported into a tavern, and Kingy's trying to take your mask off.
Alright, I'm gonna hit Kingy.
Ah! What the heck, man?
I look around all shocked.
Are you good?
We were just trying to make sure you're okay, dude.
Yeah, you were kind of like, you know.
You didn't even have any of the rum ham.
What just happened?
Well,
Where are we?
we're in the red. I forgot.
Rooster
the
Tail
Red
Tavern.
Cock or something. I really forgot the name of this place.
What? But we were just in that workshop.
I was like
Like an hour ago?
An hour ago. An hour or two ago.
I'm like feeling myself. I don't know what just happened.
Well,
Was
do you
I
want?
just- What happened to me? Was I just following you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of went quiet. And just sat down and didn't do anything.
Whoa.
Real quick. This only applies to one of you.
Nick, why'd you DM me French ticklers?
What?
You just DM'd me 2 words, French ticklers.
You know, I'm no doctor, but I think Moon Dude, I think we should take you to like a healer or something, because that was not Good. Actually, I think all of us should probably go to a healer. When was the last time any of us have been to a doctor? Honestly, who knows what could have happened to us when we got back from the shadow dimension, you know?
Moondude's just kind of looking at his hands.
Well, I for one am gonna go to the doctor, and Moondude, I'm taking you there against your will. Because that was not cool. That was unhealthy. You can't just, like, zone out on us like that. What would happen if you zoned out on us like that and you were, like, you know, we were fighting someone or something?
I suppose, I'll just come with you then.
Alright, then we should go. Alright, guys. I guess we'll be back. We'll look for a healer or an apothecary or whoever to see what's up.
Okay.
They have me pulled up in the hero fort.
Yeah, you're the guy now. So, as I understand, Kingy's gonna take Moondude around the town to look for an apothecary. The rest of you gonna retire for the night, or is there anything else you want to do before we catch up with them? You can also come along. I don't care.
No, I'm gonna stay at the booth.
Okay. Roger?
I'm gonna retire.
Okay. Roger's gonna head to the room. We'll deal with that first, and then we'll leave. We'll catch up with Cagliari. Scrouger's gonna retire for the night. You walk back past the bar through the little narrow hallway with the mirrored rooster clip art. And yeah, it's weird. And the music kind of fades out, and you walk into this cold, dark hallway, and you can still kind of hear things echoing from the other side. But there's this guy, and he's standing behind a desk, and he says,
What you want then?
One room, please.
All right. Oh wait, were you Miss Thomas? Aren't you one of the ones Thomas told me? He said there was a half elf that already had a room paid up.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, all right. Well, it's just gonna be top of the stairs, down the hall. It's gonna be the third door on the left.
Okay.
He bought a room for each of you, so it's a single.
Okay.
I couldn't put you all together because it was pretty crowded, so you spread out. But yeah, it's yours. So
Okay.
have a good night.
All right. Go to the door.
he goes to the door.
I ready my weapons.
Okay. You
I
wanna?
walk into the door.
All right. Do a sleight of hand check.
I'm pretty much a pro at this. 14.
It's a normal door, and it opens with no problems, and it's not locked.
Hmm?
It's just a door. I was
Yep.
just screwing with you. Pretty calm room. The only thing is you can still hear the music with the door open. When you shut the door, however, it's a lot quieter, like a little bit muffled, but pretty chill in here. It's fairly simple. It's a bed and a cupboard, like a dresser, but it looks clean. And you know, a clean bed is a difficult sight to come by in some of these taverns that you've been in your day. So you know, it's appreciated. It also got a little candle that's currently unlit on the windowsill right now, and a little matchbox next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. There's your little room. Oh yeah, there's a desk as well. All right. Are you schlumpfing?
Sure.
All right, grab your schlumpfing. I won't have you put in a long rest yet until everything is actually like wrapped up. Is Cagliari just chilling in the bar?
Nah, as soon as everyone leaves, she's gonna get up and go over to the booth with the child.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Child is still there.
I'm going to say, you should not be eavesdropping. Our conversations are none of your business.
Roll for intimidation with advantage.
Eat the child. Eat the
Eat the
child.
child. Eat the child.
Well, glad I have advantage. 13.
The child kind of cowers. This is a little human kid, by the way. Kind of cowers behind his mother and tugs on her shirt. And then she says, "Hey, what's your tongue around my kid? Who do you think you are?"
A woman.
I'm gonna say to her, you better watch your children. Not everyone in here is someone that will respect their social immunity.
Roll for intimidation with advantage.
23.
The mother starts shaking, and the father looks over and looks at sort of the back of Cagliari. Spectral wings pop up again. And the father says, "Let's go, Matilda. Let's get out. No trouble tonight. Come on." And they just immediately leave the tavern.
If they left any drinks on the table, I'm gonna drink it and then go to bed.
Cool. Very well. It is done. All right. I need to write something down. Yabba dabba do. Okay. Cool. Meanwhile, in a completely different part of the city, Kingy is escorting Moon Dude around. You guys have just exited the tavern, and you're trying to look for, I believe, a doctor and apothecary. What's the plan?
I'm just following the lizard.
Okay. Where are you going, Kingy?
Well, I'm gonna look around for anything that looks like the Red Cross. That's usually the universal sign for health, or the apothecary, which is the mortar pedestal.
Okay. I don't remember. Have you been to Corsair? Did you roll for that? Oh no, I said you went to the market and that you didn't remember much else. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you have like a very vague layout of the city in your head. What kind of doctor are you looking for? Because this matters because that affects where you go. So what's the plan? What type of doctor? Are you there? Am I here?
Yeah, you are.
What the heck, Julian? What kind of doctor are you looking for?
Sorry, my computer crashed.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I wasn't doing that on purpose. I was
Okay, I had a stroke. I was worried.
Yeah, my computer literally blew screen. So
I'm sorry.
what was I saying? So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say the spiritual kind of healing.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is the thing.
Yeah. That matters. You're trying to think where you would find someone like that. It's not going to be in the high-end commercial district. It's not going to be in the manor district that is in the center. Your best shot would be Bazaar or the market. So if you want to head there, the general direction. It would be taking the outer path along the northwest side of the city, going down further to the western middle part of the city. So you walk. It's a pretty calm night. It's a little sparse on this path. There's some ongoing construction where it seems like they're building some other houses. There's some signs for businesses that are going up. But eventually you make your way down to the main intersection by the west gate, and you're now in the bazaar, which is just north of the market. So it's after hours. It's very late at night, so most of these shops are closed up or really cleared out, where it's really just an empty patio square with like a couple of loose carpets, a couple of people by candlelight. None of them are really dealing with any customers. There's like maybe honestly 2 or 3 people here. So what do you want to try to do?
Hold on. Let me think. There's a couple people here. I want to roll something first of all. I would like to roll a. What would it be? Describe it again for me. It's not.
We're in a bazaar. It's pretty much cleared out. There's a couple carpets still set up and a couple little tents that lead further into the market. There's one person that you can't really tell what they're selling, one person talking to a customer, and then one other guy that's just kind of sitting on a mat by himself.
I'm gonna go to the guy sitting by the mat by himself.
Okay. He's a bald guy. He's a little hill dwarf, so he's kind of short. And his eyes are closed right now, and he's just kind of squatting in peace.
Hello? Are you awake?
Oh, yes. Well, what do you need?
You wouldn't happen to know where I could find like a healer, right? Like a spiritual kind?
Spiritual healer. In Coruscare? I
Yeah.
actually don't know. I don't think they're very religious here. I'm not much of a I wouldn't describe myself super religious, but I do feel like I have an intuition about some things. I follow the god of safe travels as a peddler merchant myself.
That's cool, but unfortunately, I kind of am seeking a professional. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to continue on. I'm sorry for bothering you.
That's fine. I don't think I can help, but I might be able to point you in the right direction. But it could be a bit of a walk. Now,
Where?
I don't know of any churches or healers in Coruscare, but outside, further to the west, there's a monastery. I don't really know what they practice there. I haven't been, but I've seen it. It's by the farmlands, not too far off the pass, off the west gate, and it's pretty much the gate you're right next to. And he says, if there's any luck, you could start there.
Hey, Moon Dude, do you feel like going outside of the walls for a little bit at night?
Sure.
All right, little dwarf. I appreciate your help. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna heed your warning. But yeah, sorry for bothering you. Thanks for the help.
No problem at all. Good luck and safe travels.
All right. You've been pointed in the right direction. The instructions are pretty simple, so you just start walking down the path. For a while, he's right. There's just kind of a bunch of farmland, and it's a good amount of walking, just surrounded by fields. Not of grain or of wheat, but potato fields, crops, pumpkins, lots of earthy vegetables. You're keeping your eyes sort of to the left and right, just scanning, and you can see pretty far out. He didn't say how far off of the road it is, but yeah, it's a little weird because you're not seeing anything yet. But finally, after a while of traveling, you see this little dinky chapel, like right next up to the border of a pumpkin field, and it's just it looks kind of crappily built. It's shoddy. It's not what you would describe as a monastery, a temple. It's just a little brick building, with windows that are not even. There's no glass windows. It's just holes in the brickwork.
It sucks.
So yeah, it's a little strange, but it is probably what the guy described. Yeah, it's the only thing that really distinguishes it from a shed is it has a pickaxe symbol on the front, but it's like in this fire, and then you don't know what the heck. You don't see anything else that could possibly be a monastery, so maybe it's worth checking out.
Well, we walk towards it.
All right. The front door is kind of a shoddy wooden door that's just barely attached at the hinges. You want to knock? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'd like to knock. I give it 3 knocks.
Okay. You can hear a little. I don't know if you can hear that because Chris might cut it out. It'll show up in the recording. And then
you hear a little pitter-patter of footsteps walking up to the door, and it swings open, and in front of you is a little kobold. And the kobold says, "What do you want?"
Hello, little lizard, I guess. Are we related? Anyway.
I'm a
looking
kobold,
Anyway.
so
I'm looking-
maybe.
I'm looking for a healer of a specific variety. This, the spiritual healer. You wouldn't happen to be or know of someone like that.
I could heal some things. What exactly are you looking to fix?
Let's say a broken mind.
Oh. Broken how?
Let's say broken forgets broken.
Ha. That is not my specialty. But it's not my specialty.
Oh, so you probably are the person that I'm looking for.
Ah.
Not me particularly. My friend here, I introduced Moon Dude. My friend
There he is.
here is kind of he's been having some things. So do you think you could help him?
I could certainly try.
Well, why don't we come inside and we can discuss it further?
Yes, very well. Come in. It's a humble chapel. It's a piece of crap. Like, this is just the most scuffed thing that you have seen. Yeah, it's just weird. There's not a whole lot of furniture. It's basically a table, a chair, a mat, and like, you know those Catholic confession booths?
Yeah.
It's like a crappy version of one of those, where it's just very clearly like some like little linking of fences and then like two stools separating them. So he goes, "Let me sit behind my priest screen." And then he sits behind and says, "Come, come.
Alright.
I'm afraid I haven't introduced myself. I am Zess.
Could you say that again?
I am Zess.
Zess?
Zess.
Zess.
Yes.
Okay, Zess. Pleasure to meet you. I am Kingy, and this is my associate, Moon Dude.
Very good.
Well, Moon Dude, do you want to explain what happened to you to Zest here?
I suppose. Mudud. I guess I'll just give a summary for now. Mudud says, I've been feeling rather strange after some traumatic events, and I'm having trouble remembering things.
Can't remember. Well, what's the earliest memory you have?
What is that?
Oh, well, you're in a cave and you're walking around out of a lake.
Okay, so it's just when okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just woke up someplace strange and kind of wandered around for a while. I didn't know what was going on. Then I found this group of people here.
Important point. Are you still wearing your mask?
Did anyone take it off before I got
No,
here?
No, we
you
couldn't.
slapped it out. You slapped Kingy's hands off of it.
Yeah, I'm still wearing it.
Okay. He says, "So, you don't remember your childhood?
It's all a little hazy.
Little hazy. So, how old are you? What's your name?" Oh dear heavens. Oh
Not sure.
dear heavens, this is above my pay grade. What even are you? Take off that mask.
I kind of hesitate, but I unclasp it and peel it off my face.
Alright, I think. What even is it? Where is it? It's, yeah. The kobold sees your sunken, pale skin and your glowing orange eyes and says, "You're not exactly a looker, are you? You look old. You look frail and sickly. Have you seen yourself? Do you know what you look like?"
Well, I have orange skin.
Somewhat. You look sickly, like I've seen diseases like this before, but I doubt that it's a simple deficiency of nutrients. Your eyes, you look like an Azimar with those glowing things. Are you an Azimar?
I'm not sure.
Do you know what an Azimar is?
Not necessarily.
What in the world?
The kobold just kind of leans back, like he doesn't know what the heck is going on. And he just starts saying a prayer in Draconic. And he's going at it. And lo and behold, Kingi finds out, because Kingi speaks Draconic, that this little dude is praying to Bahamut. And he's talking about how this... he's using some very interesting terminology to describe Moon Dude as this little lost guy, this helpless little guy, who looks weird. Why does he look weird? He's a little guy. He doesn't seem very eloquently spoken, probably because he's speaking a kobold dialect of Draconic. So it's very much like,
This little guy, he's a little dude. Help out the little guy. The little dude. The little guy. He looks weird. Why does he look weird? Give me the knowledge. Give me the head knowledge.
like the direct translation to Draconic is incredibly scuffed. Of course, only Kingi can actually understand this. Moon Dude's just, oh, whatever. And the kobold says a little prayer. And, wow, okay, that's a pretty good roll. And suddenly, the kobold has clarity, and he says,
You. Tell me your first memory again.
Well, I was in a cave,
Yes.
just kind of walking around.
Mm-hmm. Describe the cave.
Well, it was is that one of the glowing mushrooms?
yes.
Well, it was it's real dark, but there are all these glowing mushrooms. I think we were really deep underground. That's what the others told me.
Oh, in the Underdark. I know about these things. Yes, yes. This is all... Yes, that makes sense. What could it, Oh, yes. Now, I'm not a particularly wise man. And I'm a kobold. We're not known for being wise or smart. But I always wanted to make something of myself. And I must say, when you came in, I had no idea what to do, but I feel like I've been granted clarity. Clarity that I've been looking for much of my life, and I think I can finally help someone. You are a created being. Of course, we all are, but you are different. You seem to be tied to the existence of something else. Like you can't exist without it. Just like I can't exist without air, you can't exist without whatever this other thing is. Do you have any idea what I might be talking about?
Not really, no.
Dragonborn, does this sound like it makes any sense to you? What I'm...
He's tied. Sorry, hold on. He's tied to something, and he can't live if he's not tied to that.
That's exactly right.
Being.
That's exactly right. Now, I don't have perfect clarity on what this means, but I feel like this has been revealed to me that if you don't find a way to untie yourself from the way that you were created, then that power which you were created by, whatever it may be, or whoever, or whenever, if that ceases to be, then you will as well. Every part of you.
Whoa.
Yes. I don't exactly know what that means, but it kind of makes sense in my head, so let's go with that.
No, that makes sense. We have to sever the energy that keeps you tied down to this world in a strange way.
If you sever it, he will die. Well, more accurately, he will cease to be. You need to replace it with something, or maybe re-strengthen it. whatever's keeping him alive, you need to find it, to find what he's tied to and strengthen it. Or if that can't be done, you have to find something to replace that tie.
So is he like a homunculus?
Is that an in-character question?
That is an in-character question.
The kobold stops and thinks, and he goes,
Homunculus. I didn't study much about those. That might be an accurate term.
Wait. Really?
I'm not sure. What even is a homunculus, really?
Would my character know that in
roll an Arcana check.
an Arcana check? I rolled a 5.
You just kind of know that it's a big word that sounds like it could maybe apply here.
Mm-hmm.
And the kobold doesn't seem too comfortable in that, but he's like,
That might be a good analogy. So let's say that this homunculus was created by some god or some natural being. If that natural being's power ceases to be, then so will its homunculus. But if you can either restore the power of that being, the homunculus can survive, or if you can somehow replace the homunculus's owner, maybe he can live.
I could do that.
Well, I don't exactly know how one would go about doing that. I'm not one that knows about magic or spells or these higher powers, but
Well,
I think that's all I can give you.
Well, we would probably have to go see a grand wizard or something like that.
If you know one, that would certainly be the time to call up for a favor.
I don't know if we know one.
well, you know a wizard. His name is Oz.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know if he was the big wizard. So
I mean, he's not a big wizard, but he's a
he's
wizard.
a wizard.
He's a start.
Oz is on my list.
Alright.
Out of curiosity, Moon Guy, I've been carrying this with me my entire time. So I reach in my bag and I pull out a small sheet of banner that I've been carrying this entire campaign.
What?
Yeah, I have a piece of. I have it. It's in my character sheet. I think I told you that at the very beginning.
Huh?
Does this spark any memories for you, or is this just something that only I know?
Wait. Banner?
Yeah, inventory at the very bottom.
Piece of a banner?
Yeah, I told you I have that.
Was that from, like, your background?
Yeah,
Oh.
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
I show him the banner, or the piece of a banner. Does this spark any memories for you?
I'll roll a history check.
Me or
Moon dude.
him?
Moon dude.
Oh.
He's the one whose memories need to be sparked. Not with that.
Okay.
One
Play it
tried.
out, John. Roll play it out.
What a hero.
I'm gonna take your blank stare as a no. That this is just a me thing. I shove it back into my.
That is, in fact, just a you thing.
Well, it was worth a try.
Yeah.
Well, little kobold, you've taken us a great way, but let me ask you this. Can you sense anything with me? Is there anything going on in my spiritual world?
Let's find out.
And then he starts saying a prayer. And then in his draconic gribble grobble, he says,
Bahamut, I have no idea who this is. I also realized he can probably understand what I'm saying, so this may be embarrassing. But please help, because I don't want to make it look like the last one was a fluke, so if you have anything, give it to me now.
oh, wow, okay. Well, he says,
Oh, I almost didn't expect that to work. Yes, Bahamut says you're doing well. This is a first important step on your journey. If you are to achieve all that he has for you to be, then this is the right way to do it. But the 2 others, he says, was it 2 or 3? Oh, 2 others. He says 2 others. You need to do something. He didn't tell you, just, I don't know, something about 2 and others, and you're doing a good job, I think. So, yes.
Okay. What about my dad?
Oh, boy. He starts praying again. He goes, Bahamut, you've been pretty open with me so far. Again, this is all in Draconic, so he goes, so if you want
So
to...
I understand everything.
You understand everything he's saying. He's just praying. He goes, honestly, if I can help him, sure, but please give me knowledge if it's there. I just want to point out that he rolled a nat 20, a 17, and a nat 20.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
I'm not kidding. So this kobold says, wow, today's a good day for this. Yes. Bahamut tells me your father and my father are not a literal father, but a deep, deep ancestor. Oh, you know how Dragonborn came to be originally from dragon eggs. He says the being that you encountered was not truly your father, but the father of all of your fathers. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but he certainly is a part of you, in that all red dragons are a part of. I think.
Interesting.
Oh, he also told me that, he's evil. You're not evil, you're doing good, but, your path to redemption is very solid so far, but that being is not to be trusted in any shape or any form, and his influence on your party, on your clan, must be stopped.
True. Okay, easy. I could do that.
Okay, cool.
Uh-oh.
Anything else I can help with? I'm feeling confident.
No, I don't want to push. I don't want to push your luck.
Yeah, I agree. Let's not test Bahamut anymore. Okay.
Well, I appreciate it. Here's 10 gold.
Oh, why, thank you. I could use this probably to make this building less crappy.
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too.
Kind of sucks. So.
It does. Most people
But it-
don't trust me. You're the first one that really talked to me, and I think,
well,
yeah.
You know, us like scalies. You know, we got to stick together.
That's a little weird, but sure.
I mean, you're kind of like my cousin, distantly related. So
In a strange way.
yeah, so we're cool. Also, I could speak Draconic, and I heard everything. That
Yeah,
you said, so
I realize that. I'm working on.
You should probably brush up on your.
I'm working on my prayers. I mean, they seem to work.
Yeah, that
So-
works. So, all right.
Okay,
Well- You feel better, Moon Dude? A little bit.
No.
All right. Well, we're gonna go back to town, and we're gonna go look for the wizard, Oz.
All right. Well, it's pretty late, so
Well, it's probably bedtime.
it is probably bedtime. I am somewhat doubtful that Oz is still up at this hour.
Probably
But
not.
yeah, you can head back to town, and it probably took you guys 20 or so minutes to get out here from the gate. So 20 back, it's probably 9:30 by the time you actually make it back to the tavern, and your room is ready if you're ready to retire. You haven't seen evidence of the rest of the party, and the tavern is mostly cleared out. So it's probably it for the day.
Yeah, you
Alright.
summed it up pretty well.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. We can all mark off a long rest. It's a good natural stopping point before it's too late. Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. And so it was.